Welcome to the stream. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. All right, we are going to be live shortly, and we've got a lot to cover today. What these Never Trumpers are doing is beyond imagination. So we've got so much to get into. All right.
That's your traffic, brought to you by PBK.
Busy show today, and I'm gonna make today Open MAGA Mike Wednesday.
Every 15 minutes, every day. There's special progressive high hands this Wednesday and Friday through Sunday, and every high hand winner earns entry into a $15,000.
And then I got a question I'm going to ask everybody in the beginning, unrelated to the politics, that I was a little disturbing actually. Oops, this morning. I'm at the radio station today, obviously. I'll start the mainstream in just a couple of minutes. Oh man, what a day. Good morning. Welcome everyone. Welcome. We'll be starting momentarily. I'll start the live stream right before the radio show starts. When I'm at the radio station, I don't start early because I can't take calls, and because there's other things on the air. Yeah, short circuit. What's the friendliest hometown in Florida, William? What town is that? We've got so much to cover. These Never Trumper forces of darkness are up to so many things going on right now. I can't even cover. I don't have enough time with all the streaming I do to cover everything. I got to pick. But I've got the big ones today. This thing with Caroline Levitt's insane. But today will be Open MAGA Mike Wednesday, since it's kind of like Friday. Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Dreaming of that perfect Caribbean cruise, nothing comes close to Celebrity Beyond. Sailing year-round from Miami to the Caribbean, including our 10th annual cruise in March. Every cruise on Celebrity Beyond is unforgettable. Every detail is taken care of, and you'll enjoy all-inclusive fares, world-class restaurants, and top-quality beverages that redefine indulgence. Relax in the retreat, your own private resort within a resort, or unwind on the Retreat Sun Deck with panoramic ocean views. You can pamper yourself in Aqua Class, where 5-star spa experiences will melt your stress away. From the lively martini bar to the breathtaking sunset bar, every space on board Celebrity Beyond is designed to inspire and delight, all backed by Celebrity's unmatched service. Call Cruise and Travel Depot today at 561-244-5779. That's 561-244-5779 to book all your celebrity vacations. Because when it comes to luxury at sea, on board Celebrity Beyond, nothing comes close.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. It sure is. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 49 years on the radio. We have a lot to cover on this day before Thanksgiving. A lot. The forces of darkness in the Never Trumper movement, they're going to all-time lows of desperation as we enter the holiday season. Starts with Thanksgiving as the first of the holidays. But the Never Trumpers don't take a day off. So we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to cover a lot. Since today is, I've got a lot to cover. I mean, I really shouldn't even take calls today. But since it's Friday for most people on this Wednesday, I'm going to make this Open MAGA Mike Wednesday. I don't even know if we're going to be here Thursday or Friday. I don't know. I'll let you know after the show, Mike, because I don't know. but live, that is. But for most people, today's Friday. People are off for the weekend. So we're going to make this Open Phone Friday, a little advance it to Wednesday. It is Open MAGA Mic Friday, Open Phones today. Any and everything on your mind is fair game when it's Open Phones at 1-888-465-2631. All right, so there's some big stories that have dropped that I'm going to cover. The big one that's going to blow up the news today is with Caroline Leavitt, which I'm going to get to first. And then Byron Donalds is under attack by some real evil forces that I'm so suspicious of. We're going to get into that. And there's a whole bunch more to cover. But I do got a question that's unrelated to this, any of these news stories that I'm going to throw out there for you guys. And if somebody could answer this, because if it's what I think it is, it might be a little disturbing to me. Now, I don't know too much about tattoos. I do not have tattoos. I'm the only person in my family without a tattoo. Yeah, even my daughter has a tattoo. And my wife has a tattoo. My mom has a tattoo. Everyone in my family has tattoos but me. So I don't know too much about tattoos. But when someone has a teardrop tattoo under their eye, I always thought, like, if, the teardrop tattoo on the eye, maybe you know about this, Mike. I always thought if you had a teardrop tattoo under your eye, that meant you murdered someone, right? Or you've done hard time. Is that true? Does anyone know that a teardrop tattoo under the right eye, I don't know if it matters what eye, like, with what ear a guy has his earring in. Remember that thing that used to be a thing? But if someone has a tattoo tear under their right eye, does that mean they've murdered someone? Or that they have done hard time? And the reason I ask, I went to Starbucks today, and the guy that helped me, I guess he's not a barista, that's feminine, he's a baristo. The guy that made my coffee at Starbucks this morning had a teardrop tattoo. So I want to, what does that mean? If anything, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not up to date on these things. So if anyone knows if the teardrop tattoo means that a murderer gave me my coffee this morning, I'd like to know. Because maybe I won't go to that Starbucks. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Although it's not far from the radio station. Very close to the radio station, I must say. But let me know what that means. And if it means did time, does it mean that they've done hard time? I mean, like, if you do a year in county, you're going to get the tattoo under the eye? Or do you have to be, like, in the penitentiary? I don't know about these things, but I know that I go to this place all the time. And if they got a murderer working there, the old 1470, they were about to hire a guy that had done hard time to be the overnight board op. Can you imagine? That doesn't sound very smart to let someone be the overnight board op at a radio station that has a lot of money and equipment run the radio station at night. Isn't that crazy? That's pretty nuts. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want someone that did hard time doing anything around me. That's just me. But anyway, if anybody knows what the tattoo means, let me know. All right, 888-465-2631, and I'm not going to tell anybody what Starbucks it's at because I don't want anybody to go tell the guy that I'm talking about him with the teardrop tattoo in case he's done hard time or murdered someone. I don't want to be the second tattoo, So I probably shouldn't even bring that up. Because, you know how these people are in this audience. They'll tell him if they could figure out which one it was at. But there's a Starbucks every 10 feet in South Florida. So, you'd have to spend a lot of legwork to find that. You have to be there when the guy was there. It'd be a lot of legwork. Anyway, so your thoughts on that certainly are welcome. The teardrop tattoo. All right, now Caroline Leavitt. Did you see Did you see this, Mike? What happened with Caroline Leavitt? Someone connected to her family was picked up by ICE, okay? And, of course, the media, the liberals are loving this. And I learned something about Caroline Leavitt that I did not know. And I thought that Levitt was her married name. It's her maiden name. She did not take her husband's name. I did not know that. Did you guys know that? I did not know that. I thought that was her married name. I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to it, I guess. But it is her maiden name. And so the Drudge Report. Here's the headline on the Drudge Report. They got a very sad picture of Caroline Levitt, which is a hard thing to get because she's always smiling. And under this very sad, depressing photograph of Caroline Levitt on the Drudge Report, it says, "Woman with family connection to White House press secretary arrested by ICE. Brutal immigration raids just got personal." Uh-oh, so what's that about? And then you go to Mediaite, and they have a picture of Caroline Levitt. And here's the headline on where we get some details on Mediaite. Mother of Caroline Levitt's nephew arrested by ICE. Uh-oh. All right, so let's... and then you go to the Daily Mail. Here's the headline in the Daily Mail. Let's see, it's everywhere. These Trump haters, they don't take off for the holidays. Here's the headline in the Daily Mail. Caroline Levitt's family member abruptly arrested by ICE after living in U.S. for decades. Uh-oh. So I'm going to try to take every break on time because today is a very busy show. And we have a lot going on the show today. Joe Thomas is going to be here, and Barry Siegel's going to call in, and George Colony is going to call in. So we got a very busy show. So I got to take every break exactly on time today, or we're going to have a traffic jam. So I'm going to get into the details of this story when we get back. Our number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. It is Open MAGA Mike Wednesday today, since it's a 4-day holiday weekend. So any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. Show prep's up to you guys on Friday. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
All right, so let me...
Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Hey, it's Scott.
Growing up, I always thought it was you killed someone.
That's what I thought, too.
So
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So Starbucks got a murderer?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I don't know.
Maybe it could be a hard time too, but it's definitely one or the other.
Yeah.
So I could see either way.
I always thought it was somebody that murdered someone. That's what I always thought.
No, yeah, that's why I was very young age, like middle high school. I heard.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I always thought. Absolutely. I don't know. We'll find out.
All the mystery continues.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out.
From your cell, call pound 250 and say free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. They have 3 locations, Jupiter, Broward, and 1 in Miami. Again, from your cell, just call pound 250 and say the words free heart scan. Pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Don't you hate it when you buy something online and then you get slapped with a huge shipping charge at checkout? Not at MyPillow.com. Right now, enjoy free shipping on all orders $100 or more when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. This is your chance to stock up on unbeatable deals on everything site-wide. Soft sheets, cozy slippers, plush bathrobes, mattresses, mattress toppers, pet beds. It's free shipping on all orders $100 or more. Order now at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E,
I
for
forgot to turn the
free
phones
shipping.
on.
This is George Colony. I'm in the real estate business in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with Kai's Real Estate. I've been in business for 6 decades. People often ask me, what's the right time to buy or sell real estate? To tell you the truth, it's always the right time. You just need to have the right advice from the right advisor. You could call me anytime because I answer my phone on the first ring. My number is 954-801-7320. That's my personal cell phone number. And I answer it on the first ring every time. Please give me a call. I'm happy to answer any question that you have. My cell phone number is 954-801-7320.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beach, 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM.
All right, we are back. I had not turned the phones on during the first segment, so if you were calling and it was ringing and ringing and ringing, it's because I did turn the phones on, which I just did during the break. If you're on hold, stand by. It is Open MAGA Mike Wednesday today, since it's kind of like Friday with the Thanksgiving weekend. So here's the headline. Caroline Leavitt's family member abruptly arrested by ICE after living in the U.S. for decades. That's the headline. If you're on hold, stand by. Let me go through this story a little bit. This is from the Daily Mail I'm reading from. Caroline Leavitt's brother was pictured with the mother of his eldest son in a throwback image as the Brazilian national languished in a detention facility after she was picked up by ICE officers earlier this month. The mom, Bruna Ferreira, I'm surprised it's taken so long for this story to get out. I guess it's Ferreira? I don't know. The mom, we'll just call her Bruna for now, was taken into custody in Revere, Massachusetts, and is currently being held in an ICE facility in southern Louisiana. Oh, isn't that where they had that fake Maryland man at? New details have since emerged of her relationship with the White House press secretary's brother, Michael Leavitt. See, this is when I realized I did not know that she had her maiden name still. The pair share an 11-year-old son, Michael Leavitt Jr. In a picture obtained by the Daily Mail, taken before the couple split, Michael and the illegal mom smiled alongside their baby boy as he sat in his stroller. She arrived in the United States when she was a child, along with her family who had traveled from Brazil. Her lawyer said she had arrived in 1998 under the federally protected DACA program, and was in the process of getting her residency. Michael Leavitt said in a statement, the 11-year-old boy lives with him and his wife full-time. His wife is not the illegal Brazilian, but has always maintained a relationship with his biological mother. He told WBUR-TV his only concern has always been the safety, well-being, and privacy of his son. Okay, and they got pictures of her. The lawyers got pictures of her out there with a GoFundMe. What does she need the GoFundMe for? I bet, yeah, well, let's get some more details here. Michael Leavitt said Michael is Caroline Leavitt's brother. Michael said the little boy has not had an opportunity to speak with his mom since she was first detained by ICE several weeks ago. See, her brother's probably happy to get her out of his life. He wants her deported, right? You know, It's true because he's had to deal with her all these years. He's got a wife. You think he wants his old hookup around? A source familiar with the family dynamic told the Daily Mail that Levitt has not spoken with her nephew's mother in many years. This individual is the mother of Caroline's nephew, and they have not spoken in many years, the insider said. The child has lived full-time in New Hampshire with his father since he was born. He has never resided with his mother. Wow. A Department of Homeland Security spokeswoman told the Daily Mail that the illegal Brazilian mom is a criminal illegal alien who has had a previous arrest for battery. She entered the U.S. on a B-2 tourist visa that required her to depart the U.S. by June 6, 1999. Under President Trump and Secretary Noem, all individuals unlawfully present in the United States are subject to deportation. Her attorney said she was totally blindsided by her arrest. They got a picture of her son, the illegal Brazilian son, Caroline Levitt's nephew. There's a picture of him here in the Oval Office with Caroline Levitt's brother and wife with him in the Oval Office with the president. I guess he's not an anchor baby. Anchor baby is not a thing anymore, right? He's not anchoring her in the mom. So the illegal mom, according to the attorney, has no criminal record, even though Homeland Security says she does. Her attorney says he's just fighting to get her out of jail. Talks about the son. His mother is locked up in Louisiana. It's a real messed up situation if the child never lived with the mother. That is so unusual. She's got to be a nutcase. Got to be a complete basket case. His mother is locked up in Louisiana, where she should never have been in the first place, says the lawyer. He said she's a great mom, even though her son has never lived with her, who wants to be reunited with her son, even though they've never been united in their entire life, adding that Michael Levitt is also a pretty good dad. I'm just trying to fight to get her out of jail, the lawyer says. The family of the illegal mother are devastated. They've shared details of her ordeal in a GoFundMe, seeking donations to cover her legal expenses. And it goes on. And believe me, I'm looking at a picture of Caroline Levitt's brother and his wife. His wife is so far out of this guy's league. Believe me, this guy and his wife are so happy that this woman got picked up by ICE. There's no doubt about it. Although she's not bad looking. She's, the baby mom is good looking too, but the new wife, believe me, they don't want her around. It goes on to a bunch of stuff in about the family that we don't need to get into. But so what? I mean, this is how bad the illegal invasion and colonization of the United States is, that even someone like Caroline Levitt has illegals in the family. Remember that there was a book out, Confederates in the Attic. It was about people finding out they had Confederates in their family history they didn't know about, or that show where they bring in all these liberal actors and then they find out they're descendants of slave owners. They're trying to shame her. So what? You know what? I've got brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews. I don't know what any of them do. I don't know. I have no idea. What do you now? You're responsible for what baby mamas do that you're not even related to. I mean, I don't know. But this is how bad it is that so many people have illegals in their family, including Caroline Levitt has a connection to an illegal. She's not family because she never married the brother. I don't know. Were they a hookup? I don't know. All right. Anyway, I'll go to the phones. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, from Arizona. Do you think Trump's going to give the...
I know he's going to give us $2,000 stimulus checks because he said so multiple times.
Because they said the same thing about the Dole check, you remember?
Nope. President Trump never said that.
It was he said it once.
Nope. No. Actually, this guy that's running for governor of Florida against Byron Donalds is the one who, I'm going to get to him later. He started talking about a $5,000 Doge stimulus. Elon Musk posted something on X about it, and Trump said, "Oh, maybe we should give people some money from all the Doge cutbacks." He never promised 5,000.
Oh, okay. All right, Brian. Happy Thanksgiving. You look gay that.
What's wrong with being gay? I don't understand. What would be wrong? He hung up. What would be wrong with someone being... I'm wearing a gold MAGA hat today. This is a good one. I got one of these as a gift for Dr. Appleton for Christmas last year. One of these gold MAGA hats. This is one of my dress-up MAGA hats. But I don't understand why a liberal guy would think it was an insult for someone to be gay, to be homosexual. I don't understand. Why would you call me that? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your wife. And I know this is going to be a short call. I want to throw something out there. First of all, the woman should be deported.
Absolutely.
It might have been a one-night stand. They're not giving you, we don't know. But here's the deal that I'm going to bring up. You remember The Godfather when I believe it was Steve knows this part. The guy was on the Mo Green. You remember what happened where
Mo Green, the actor, Alex Rocco, Steve's first wife left him for that actor. Remember that? He caught them at home together. I don't know if they were in bed together or not. The guy Mo Green from The Godfather, yeah. And it makes sense. It makes sense that she left Steve for him because they look kind of alike.
I'm talking about what happened when everyone the baptism section of that movie where everyone was getting baptized in the church and everyone was getting zapped. They were getting whacked,
Yes.
About President Trump sitting there, and this sitting there eating Thanksgiving dinner with his wife, and as Maduro of Venezuela is eliminated, because we are on the verge right here. I mean, that's the biggest story of South Florida, and they're trying. A lot of Democrats are saying, "Don't go in, don't go in, don't go in." Listen, this guy. I think it's over for him, and Cuba is threatening him that if he gives up.
Well, what are you talking about? Invasion of Venezuela? What are you talking about?
I am talking about if you think they're not going to have ground troops go in there. I'm not talking about...
Richie, I don't... your wife is Venezuelan, so you know Venezuela... No, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question. Don't worry. I'm obviously not taking this break on time. Well, I know. This is the only show where the callers and the listeners keep us on check with the breaks. I'm already late for the break, so I screwed all that up. Your wife's from Venezuela, so you know Venezuela pretty well. I mean, we were talking today about your Vietnam veteran status. I mean, isn't invading a country like Venezuela a lot like Vietnam? It's like a jungle down there, right?
No, it's not at all. Caracas is a major metropolitan city. I mean, and believe it or not, it's not in the Amazon. Here's the deal with this: they're probably gonna have to use Delta Force. Covert action. I don't think they're going to go in there with infantry soldiers, but they're going to have to go a little deeper in. And the people behind there, 80% of the people are with the United States down there. Believe it or not, it's these thugs that are controlling them.
Let me tell you, something's about to happen because General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, is in Puerto Rico, which is where they've been doing the Marine training for the whatever attack they're going to do on the ground over there. So something's about to happen, yeah.
I think it's going to be easier than Panama. I think they're going to go in either snatch them.
I don't think so. Easier than Panama. Panama was like Grenada, right? When that happened, when we went into Panama.
The people in Venezuela, believe it or not, are so against this government, and you have no. And they don't have any weapons. That's the biggest.
My guess is we're already there. We're already deep in. They know where he and his henchmen are, and they wouldn't have to be any major invasion. He would probably be holed up in the presidential palace or some drug den somewhere.
Plus, with the B-52? Why would they have the bunker buster? They're going to level this place. Not the whole time. I'm not talking about level with populated areas. They're going to strategically attack certain areas. This guy's going to go into his bunker, and his bunker fits.
Yeah. Capturing this guy is a mess, because I remember when they captured Noriega, it was a mess. I mean, it went on. He was in jail in Miami, and he was in trial, and the liberals are like, well, he's a prisoner of war. He's a general or whatever. Was he a colonel? I can't remember what he was. He would appear in court in his uniform. It's better if they take him out instead of capture him.
Listen real quick. If Venezuela goes down, you know who goes down next? Cuba, because Cuba is supported by Venezuelan oil.
Oh, okay.
Cubans.
No, you're right.
So basically, Cubans are the security blanket for this guy. They propped him up. Everything has to go through Cuba, through Venezuela. And if Venezuela's oil goes, Cuba's dead in the water. And next thing you know, we're going to have a free section over here. We'll be taking cruises to Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Richie. I gotta run, but I appreciate the call. We'll take our break and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Hey, it's Scott on the radio, reminding you that your favorite oldies are back on the air right after 10 a.m. this morning on the True Oldies channel. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Today will be mostly sunny and then a slight chance of thunderstorms with a high of 81 degrees, and even a slight chance of thunderstorms with a chance of showers with a low of 72 degrees. Tomorrow on Thanksgiving, a chance of showers with a high of 78 degrees. Into the evening, windy with a slight chance of thunderstorms and a slight chance of showers, a low of 66 degrees.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Watch for construction on Okeechobee Boulevard at 441, Military Trail at 10th Avenue North. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line.
It's always something.
West Palm Traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
That's your traffic brought to you by PBKC. Happy Thanksgiving week from all of us here at PBKC. Come out for poker, OTB racing, table games, and exceptional eats. Gobble up the green with daily high hands and progressive high hands Wednesday and Friday through Sunday. Catch football Sundays in the paddock with an all-you-can-eat buffet and draft beer for just $25, or get it free when you place a $25 or more live bet on the Hard Rock Bet app at PBKC. Get all the details at bbkennelclub.com.
The Jupiter Joe Money Show presents Christmas Oldies at noon. When friends come to call. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Join the True Oldies channel every day at noon for Christmas.
Here we go.
It's Christmas Oldies each day at noon. The True Oldies channel.
Okay, got the camera back. All right. Test 1, 2. Okay, got the camera. Okay. Everything is good to go. All right. When I was talking to Richie, I got a pop-up, and I clicked the allow or don't allow, and I clicked don't allow, and I disconnected the camera. That's what happened. Oh, great.
Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
On the line, we have Gina. She's a client of Jupiter Joe Thomas. Gina, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing great, thanks. So you went and met with Joe Thomas about annuities. Can you tell me about your experience?
I can't say enough good things about my experience with Joe Thomas. He's a straight shooter. He tells it like it is. He talks in plain language so that you know, because I didn't know anything about this stuff when I retired. So I walked into his office, and immediately I felt comfortable. And I said, look, I know nothing about this. I don't want to lose my shirt. So please guide me in the right direction so that I'll be set. And he sure did. And I'm very happy that I went there. And I even got my mother to join, too. Now I feel comfortable that I'm set, and I don't have to worry about running out of money.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than running out of money before you run out of life, right?
Exactly.
Give Jupiter Joe Thomas a call and schedule your no-charge consultation. His number is 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, jupiterjoe.com. All right, Gina, thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 49 years.
All right. We are back, and it is Open Mega Mic Wednesday because today is kind of like Friday for everyone. Still, no one has given me any insight. Does the teardrop tattoo mean that someone is a murderer? So is this guy working at Starbucks that made my coffee today a killer? I'd like to know. Maybe if he is, I guess I'll have to make sure I tip him better. All right, it is open phones today, so any and everything on your mind is fair game. You don't even have to comment on the topics that we bring up. Now, would like to hear some thoughts, though, on this Caroline Leavitt thing. It's got, to me, it's so far removed from her, you know, and I looked at the picture, you know, like they got some old pictures of her. This obviously was some hookup that the brother went through. The child has never lived with her. It's got nothing to do with Caroline Leavitt, but they're going to make a big deal about it. All right, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, what would they want her to do? She's down here in Louisiana, in a facility here in Louisiana, right? Where do they want to put her? Alligator Alcatraz? You know?
I don't know. I mean, when you see the pictures of her, you'll probably want her to stay with you, Mike.
No.
But you're not into girls?
I'm into girls, just not ones that I just don't care. I've seen pictures of her. She doesn't float my boat, in other words.
Oh, really?
No.
Her. Oh, okay. What?
His current wife, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You like white blonde women?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, and look, here's the deal. This woman, not only is she got a crime that she committed here, but she's illegal. She's still illegal. She hasn't taken a test yet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true.
So she's double illegal. And unlike Dan Bongino's wife, who's from Colombia, she's actually she's actually a legal citizen now.
Yes.
She's been so for a while. So again, there are people from South America that are legal citizens.
Mm-hmm.
This particular one.
Yep. All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Mike. All right, take care. So there you go. Mike from Louisiana is only into white blonde women. But you ever heard that thing? Beggars can't be choosers. But whatever. Okay. So I want to get into this thing. I mentioned this guy yesterday, who I never heard of before yesterday morning. What is his? I keep forgetting his name. James Fishback is his name, and he's 30 years old. He says all the right MAGA things you could possibly say. I'll give you an example. He did an interview yesterday, and I know nothing about this guy other than what I've read about him yesterday, okay? But he says, I'm going to play an interview he did yesterday to give you an example of what I mean. but he does not have family connections. His father is from Colombia, right? Didn't have any money or anything. This guy's 30. He's a multi-millionaire at 30, so he's a self-made millionaire. Never heard of him, and he wants to be governor of Florida, and he says the right things that any MAGA person would want to hear. I am so suspicious of this guy, okay? You know, Byron Donalds is proven MAGA. We know we can trust Byron Donalds, all right? This guy, I don't trust people that come out of nowhere. Run for the state house or state senate or even a congressional seat, but to want to be the next governor, to me, he was born in Davie. I'm just wondering if there's a connection between him and Jeb. I really am wondering that. Okay? I really truly am. I don't know, but I don't trust someone that comes out of nowhere. That's why I'm always got my eye on Vivek Ramaswamy, because you never know about Vivek Ramaswamy either, do you? Mm-mm. But I'll play an interview with this guy that he did yesterday on News Nation, and you'll hear he says all the right things. 30 years old is too young to be governor of Florida, by the way. But the Bushes are making a move to take over the Republican Party again, and we can't stand for that. But let me play this clip, and then he had a press conference outside where he made an allegation against the wife of Byron Donalds. Okay, so let me play this. Okay, so his name is Fishback, 30-year-old self-made millionaire, born in Davie, and well, let me just play it, then we'll talk. Here we go.
Stock prices tripled in recent years means nothing for the families struggling here in Florida. I want to make sure they can afford to pay their bills, buy groceries, and afford rent. And when the property tax bill comes due on the house that they own, that they won't have to pay that anymore, because in Florida, you don't rent your home from the government. You own it free and clear. I'm honestly, Blake, I'm kind of sick and tired of the country club establishment Republicans like David Sachs lecturing us about GDP this and the stock market that. What I care about is working people in our state being able to afford to live, to raise a family, and when it's all said and done, to retire with dignity. As Florida governor, I am canceling any AI data center that threatens the affordability of our electric bills.
We'll leave it there. You're going to hear the story in Florida. You've heard it in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Iowa, as I mentioned, and all over the country. It is just beginning. James Fishback running for governor there in the Sunshine State.
Okay, so, I mean, he says all the right things, and he even talks about illegals. Here's another clip of him from Fox Business.
I got to disagree with my friend Senator Rick Scott from my home state of Florida, who says if you don't like Mondami, come move to Florida. No, Florida's full. We had 800,000 people move to our state over the past 5 years. We cannot be priced out and pushed out. Working class Floridians built our state, and I got to tell you, New York, I love you, but you're not a refugee camp for Florida. We just can't take any more of you.
Okay, so, you know, here's the son of an immigrant who doesn't want people migrating to Florida. Okay, but you hear him. He says pretty much the right things, right? I mean, you know, that you want to hear. But I'm not going to trust some 30-year-old I've never heard of who wants to be the governor. And by the way, I don't like that he praises DeSantis and then trashes Rick Scott. You know, DeSantis, even with his betrayal, he's doing good stuff. He's a great governor, I must say, but you can't trust the guy after he lied to President Trump and lied to us. He's doing good stuff, and I support the things he's doing, but he can't be trusted. Rick Scott was an incredible governor. He was really an incredible governor. Because of what Rick Scott did, you don't even hardly notice hurricane season anymore unless we get a major storm devastate an area because of everything he did so that we don't lose electricity like we used to, and we used to lose electricity in tropical storm. You don't lose electricity hardly at all anymore. The only time I fire up my generator a couple times a year just to keep it running, you know, when I do some pressure cleaning or something, you know. But he fixed the whole electrical system, and one of the biggest problems with hurricanes he totally eliminated. You couldn't get gas. So Rick Scott has made it so the gas stations can still pump and have gas during hurricane. He was a great governor. But when he was governor, this 30-year-old was like in middle school or something, right? High school, I don't know. So he doesn't remember all that stuff. But I'm very suspect of this guy. Now I'm going to take a break, and when we get back, I'm going to share a clip of him. He had an outdoor press conference, and he made an accusation against the wife of Byron Donalds. So we'll get to that when we get back. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on A Steve Kane Show.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
This is Dr. Philip Appleton. I'm a chiropractic physician. I've seen thousands and thousands of patients in my career. I've been a chiropractic physician here in Pompano Beach for 40 years. We're open 6 days a week. If you have sciatica, you have bursitis, you have tendinitis, you're tired of taking the pills, the drugs, the injections, and you heard that you have to live with it, well, there's a lot of times you don't have to live with it. I've had great success with helping people. My testimonials are marvelous with patients. They love the treatment because no injections, there's no medication, there's no surgery, there's none of that. It's strictly either the laser or the acupuncture I do or shockwave therapy I do. Open 6 days a week. Come in for the free consultation and be willing to look at you and help you.
Take advantage of that no-charge consultation with Dr. Appleton. Remember, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sandra. I'm calling from Delray Beach. The Barry Siegel Law Group did such wonderful work for me, and I was very particular. I'm a professional myself, and I went to about 3 or 4 attorneys prior. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. They didn't want to add anything extra, but Barry tailored it to my needs. And it's not only the trust. There's so many other end-of-life documents, the living will, the will, and I tailored each one of them to my liking. And
Yeah, I got George Colony at 7:45. Then we have Barry, and then we have Joe. So it's busy. The last hour and a half, pretty busy.
Always polite, and not only that, when you finish your documents and you leave this world, your beneficiaries can go there and they'll explain everything to them, which is a big deal because a lot of these beneficiaries or heirs, they're not cognizant of what to do. I just wanted to let you know that the Siegel Group is above and beyond any other attorney that I have ever contacted. Plus, they give you a big portfolio at the end with a leather-bound documents. It's beautiful.
Since it's a holiday, Thursday and Friday, both are holidays. We gotta
3782,
do the
855
call-ins for Friday, today,
3782,
and tomorrow.
and online, SiegelLawGroup.com.
This is Steve Kane. The time for open enrollment is here. And as if Medicare wasn't confusing enough last year, there are major changes to be made this year. Some major carriers are pulling out of Medicare altogether. Do what we do in the Kane household. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. She'll review your Medicare plan for free. Debbie's schedule is filling up fast, but if you mention my name, Steve Kane, she'll put you right to the front of the line. Call Debbie right now at 954-753-8080. That's 954 area code 753-8080. Be sure to mention that Steve Kane sent you.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now, the Steve...
All right, we are back on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's 10 before 7. I'm Brian, Steve Kane Show. Okay, so let me get back to this. What's going? So I guess it's been about 2 weeks now, a week and a half now. There was a story in Breitbart, and this has been reported in many other places since, but Breitbart was the first place I saw it, that the Bush family are making a move to retake the Republican Party after 2028. And there's a lot of things that are going on that are a part of that. Their allies of the Democrat Party are helping them, right? The assassination of Charlie Kirk, the disgrace of Marjorie Taylor Greene is all a part of that. There's this new thing that's going on now that these scumbuckets are really trying to... they assassinated Charlie Kirk to take down Turning Point. And Turning Point USA is a shell of its former self. I don't care what anyone tells you. Megyn Kelly is like a grandmother to these kids. I don't care how much she shows her legs. You're older than their parents. They don't care about Megyn Kelly. These college kids and everything. Turning Point's just, it's been a big blow. We got to be honest about it. And, but all those people, adults, wanted to start chapters. Have you seen any chapters started anywhere from Turning Point from adults? After Charlie's assassination? No. And that was a big blow to our movement. And now they've had Nick Fuentes and the idiot Tucker Carlson doing damage to Turning Point the last few weeks. And now this week, they're trying to create a disgusting sex scandal with Charlie Kirk's widow. And they got this whole thing going on because of this hug that she gave to J.D. Vance. And now let me tell you something. I don't hug women that I'm not married to, okay? Except maybe my daughter when she says goodbye or something at the airport. So, you give a pass to a widow, but you don't, as a married man, you don't want a woman to hug you and put her hand on the back of your head. I get it. And I knew as soon as I saw that hug she gave to J.D. Vance with her hand on the back of his head, I knew what the left were going to do with that, was use it against them. I didn't think they would do this. They're saying they got a couple things going on. They used the hug. They had a story 2 days ago that J.D. Vance's wife is not wearing her wedding ring. When a woman is, do you know how you can tell when a marriage is over with a woman? Do you know how you can tell when it's over? When a woman, what does a woman do that is a sign that she's done with her husband? You know what it is? And this is 99.99% of the time. When a woman gets a new hairstyle. When a married woman gets a new hairstyle, she's either just got divorced, she's getting divorced, or she's having sex with someone other than her husband. Okay? And JD's wife has not changed her hair. She hasn't even dyed those gray roots she's got. I don't know why she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. I'm not wearing my wedding ring now, okay? I don't always wear my wedding ring. I don't wear jewelry. I got a watch on today, but I don't even wear a watch on that often. But I have a watch on for a reason, which I'm not going to tell you. Not that it's important, but it's better for you to wonder than the real reason. J.D. Vance's, they got the hug, then J.D. Vance's wife, they got a picture of her without a wedding ring. Uh-oh, trouble. And then 2 days ago, they start saying she's pregnant. And of course, she was impregnated right after her husband was assassinated, and they're implying that J.D. is the baby daddy. These are really disgusting people. The Bushes, the Never-Trumpers, what they're doing to get back into power. Okay? It's terrible what they're doing. So, and this guy, this I keep forgetting his name. Fishback, James Fishback. I know nothing about this guy, and I'm not saying that he's in bed with all of these people, but when you got a 30-year-old kid that none of us have ever heard of, he says everything a MAGA person wants to hear, right? He's running against our proven MAGA candidate, Byron Donalds, self-made millionaire by 30, which is strange to me, and I don't trust this guy. So he had a press conference, And I'll just play this for you. And he says something about the wife of Byron Donalds. And Byron Donalds, you got to understand this. The Republican establishment of Florida is still run by Jeb Bush. People don't understand that, but it is. Okay? Before he was governor, Steve and I used to be friends with Jeb. We really were. We used to, and we had Jeb, we used to hang around with Jeb before he even ran for governor the first time. And he was so cool. He had no ego. His dad was president of the United States. He had no ego. It was really, he was a nice guy. We used to have him regularly on the show in studio, regularly, right? At different radio stations we were at. He was so cool. And when he became governor, his personality changed. It went to his head. He was a very good governor. But when he became governor, he just got weird. And then when he ran against Trump and he was humiliated by that, he really lost his mind. But before he ran for governor the first time, he was elected in 98. He lost 8 years before that to Lawton Chiles. And before that, he was one of the leaders of the Miami-Dade Republican Party. So he is the party boss in Florida. Okay, so that's another reason I'm suspect of this guy, because he's trying to stop a proven MAGA man, Byron Donalds, from becoming governor. Okay? So, all right, so here we go. So here he is. He had this press conference outside somewhere at this event, and this is James Fishback, the guy running the out of nowhere for governor, and he's everywhere. I mean, I heard of him for the first time when I woke up yesterday morning, and now he's on News Nation, he's on Fox, he's here, he's all over town. And this is what he said. Listen to this. He's talking, this is James Fishback. He's talking about Byron Donalds' wife.
Erica turned to me and said, "We're not moving to Tallahassee. The Panhandle is a dump." We're not moving to Tallahassee because the Panhandle is a dump. Don't you dare slander the people of our state. Don't you dare slander the people of Holmes County, Washington County, Walton County, Leon County, Madison County, Jackson County, Lafayette. The list goes on. Anyone who holds contempt for the people of our state should never, never be in the governor's mansion.
By the way, is it Lafayette or Lafayette? Florida used to belong to France, too, not just Spain. I don't know. Lafayette? Is it Lafayette or Lafayette? I never thought about it before. So, does this even make sense? So, he was, I guess, at some event, at a dinner. He's with Byron Donalds and his wife.
Erica turned to me and said, "We're not moving to Tallahassee. The Panhandle is a dump. We're not moving to Tallahassee because the Panhandle is a dump. Don't you dare slander the people of our state. Don't you dare slander the people of Holmes County, Washington County, Walton County, Leon County, Madison County, Jackson County, Lafayette. The list goes on. Anyone who holds contempt for the people of our state should never, never be in the governor's mansion."
I don't know what part of Florida. He's from Davie. I don't know where he lives now. Did he still live in South Florida? I don't know. Is it Lafayette or Lafayette? I mean, if you're claiming to be a Florida man, I don't know. Okay. We only have 30 seconds till the top, so I'll continue this after the top, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Tallahassee is barely in the Panhandle, really, right? And even if you thought the Panhandle was trash, that's where Florida State University is. It's where the governor's mansion is. It's barely the Panhandle. It doesn't really, I don't know. We'll continue this. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. I don't trust this guy. I'm sorry. We'll be right back.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Is it Lafayette or Lafayette? I don't know.
South Florida's #1 choice.
What do you think?
AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
I don't know. That's the least of the problems. Am I nuts? Would you trust this guy if you were? Do you trust him? I'd like to hear your thoughts about it.
Brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long.
I am positive it's Lafayette. I mean, I am like, it's got to be Lafayette. It's got to be. All right, if you're on hold, stand by, because I'm going to get more into this when we get back. But it's got to be Lafayette. Lafayette? Florida belonged to Spain, France, England, the United States, the Confederate States, and the United States again. So, and I always thought it was Lafayette. I could be wrong, but I'm not claiming to be the big Florida man, even though I've lived here pretty much my whole life. I've lived in Florida longer than him. That's for sure.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs for all of my labs.
This is ridiculous. If you're on hold, stand by. Yeah, exactly. It's from the French days.
Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station.
It's Lafayette. It's not Lafayette. I am confident. I've never heard Lafayette, Mr. Florida man.
That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call any lab test now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any lab test now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Hello, this is Mike, your friendly tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. So I'm going to play this again, and I'm going to say a few things, and I'll take some calls. I don't know anything about this guy. I've only heard of him, 27 hours ago. I heard of him for the first time. Now he's everywhere, and he's the front runner to be our governor. Are you freaking kidding me? So he's got this story. He was at some event, some dinner with Byron Donalds and his wife, and she started trashing the Panhandle. This is Fishback. Let me play this again. Oh, no, wrong button. All right, here we go.
We're not moving to Tallahassee. The Panhandle is a dump. We're not moving to Tallahassee because the Panhandle is a dump. Don't you dare slander the people of our state. Don't you dare slander the people of Holmes County, Washington County, Walton County, Leon County, Madison County, Jackson County, Lafayette. The list goes on. Anyone who holds contempt for the people of our state should never be in the governor's mansion.
Okay. It's Lafayette. Anybody that says Lafayette, I don't care if you tell me it's wrong. Florida, a lot of people don't know this, okay? Florida, of course, at one time belonged to the Spanish. Everybody knows this. Florida also at one time belonged to Great Britain and France. France used to own Florida. A lot of people don't know that, or even about Great Britain. But, so there are some things in that northern part of Florida, there are some things left over from the French. they even though they own Florida, down here was nothing, right? But up there, it's Lafayette. But regardless of this, okay, if you're on hold, stand by. Have you seen this lunatic Democrat that's running for Congress up in that district in that special election where Nashville is? They got her on tape. I might play it later, although it's been on continuous loop on Fox. But she's running for Congress in a special election. This Democrat idiot. They got her on tape saying she hates country music. She hates line dancing. She hates the Southern Bells. She hates everything about Nashville. Oh, and by the way, she supports burning down police stations and then defunding the police. Right? They got her on tape saying all this stuff. And my wife had said this, and I think my wife is exactly right about this. And this looks like it applies to Lafayette County here. Watch, all the Democrats are going to tell me it's Lafayette. Watch, Mike. Watch. Bullcrap. It wasn't General Lafayette. It was Lafayette. Okay? Jeez. I took Spanish or French in college. I dropped it right before the drop date, but I did pick up a little bit. So what my wife had said is this to me. She says the Democrats have given up recruiting politicians to run for these offices. She says they're casting actors for everything. Mom Donnie, I'm going to put Fishback into this. By the way, his dad's from Colombia. What kind of name is Fishback? Is that a Colombian name, Fishback? I don't know. I don't want to get this guy pissed off. He's 30 years old and he's worth millions of dollars, so, But he's right out of central casting, just like Mom Donnie. Just like this idiot in Nashville who, if it wasn't for, she might even still win with this tape. That Democrat socialist that just became mayor of, was it Seattle or Portland? Same, whatever, one of those two pits. I think it was Seattle. The one that lives with her parents. These are actors. I call it my wife pointed this out to me, and I said, yeah, like AOC, and she says yes. So what they're doing is the AOC model. See, they don't want real people. They like actors because the actors are stupid and they can be controlled. And you give them a script and they'll do it. AOC was cast. Everybody knows this. The rest of the squad wasn't. Those are activists. They can't control activists. They hang out with terrorists. They have strange marital things and immigration problems. If the actors, they get actors. The Democrats are putting up actors everywhere now. And this fish, what's his name? Fishback guy. I got to keep looking for his name. See, this is the problem. When you're running for governor, you should already be known by. I've lived in Florida since 1982. I was a kid when I came here. Okay, so you want the people that run for governor. You know who they are by the time they run for governor. All right, there's one opening on the board at 888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes. Can you pick up the phone? Get off the speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Joan from Tampa Bay.
Yes, I'm doing all right, Joan, in Tampa Bay.
We're not stupid. Brian Donalds is the best. He'll be the next one.
No, there's 6 or 7 guys running against him. So we've got the MAGA, but this guy, Fishback here, he's got a lot of money and power behind him, and he says things that MAGA want to hear. This guy could win it.
Nah. I'm MAGA, and I go with Brian.
It's Byron. You got to get his name, Byron.
Byron?
I'm Brian.
Ben. That's it.
Byron is Ebonics for Brian.
Well, anyway.
No, she didn't get the joke. I guess not a very good joke.
No, I'm voting for Byron Donalds.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. But Joan, listen. This guy, I never heard of him until about 2 a.m. yesterday. I pick up, and he's everywhere. And here I'm a day later. He's everywhere now. This guy's got some powerful people behind him. Powerful people.
Neither did I until you put that up. But the thing is, I'm going with Byron.
Okay, Joan. All right, Joan from Tampa Bay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's your wife.
Oh, my wife, Kathy. Yes, Kathy.
Lafayette.
I know it's Lafayette. I know.
Let me get this straight. He's saying that he overheard Byron's wife say this.
They were at some event or a dinner or something, and she said, the Panhandle is trash. Give me a break.
Oh, I lived in the Panhandle. I went to FSU, and we called it the armpit of the state.
Yes, yes.
So she's not totally wrong.
Well, wait, we don't know that she said it.
Exactly. I mean, but exactly. So his first big public thing, or ad or whatever, he's coming out and he's trashing his opponent's wife. I think that's really awful.
Well, he did two things. First off, he mispronounced Lafayette County while he's trying to be, I'm a Florida man. Yeah, I'm going to stand for the people of Lafayette. My goodness. And then the other thing, what he's trying to do is get Byron Donalds to respond to him. So if he goes after the wife, he figures Byron's going to man up and stand up and defend his wife's honor, which will elevate him. That's what he's trying to do.
I've never heard a politician attack somebody's wife in an ad. That's really strange.
It's not an ad. He had a press conference. Somewhere. Yeah.
And then, to come out and say she said this, which is probably not true. It's he said, she said, and then to attack her for that. I don't believe she said that. Tallahassee's actually very nice.
Yeah, Tallahassee, while it is technically in the Panhandle, okay, it's not like the Panhandle. It's totally a different thing. Most of the people there aren't even from the Panhandle because the Florida State and the capital. But this thing has been floating around since yesterday, and no one has picked up that he mispronounced Lafayette County.
Yeah, no, he mispronounced. Everybody knows how to say that in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a native. Everybody knows how to say that it's Lafayette.
Yeah. All right, Kathy. All right. I'll see you later. Oh, now, by the way, those of you out there that say I hang up on people, I'm hanging up on my wife. All right. Every call ends in a hang up. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break. I want to talk about Dr. Appleton. And, those of you that listen to the program before I met Dr. Appleton, have you noticed a change in the level of energy that I have? You had to, because before Dr. Appleton rid me of pain, which he's done 7 times, I can't find Dr. Appleton's, I left some of my copy at home. I can't find Dr. Appleton's office number, and if I do it off the top of my head, I'll give out his cell phone, and I don't think Dr. Appleton wants me to give out his cell phone. Hold on, I'll go to his website and look it up, AppletonChiro.com. But, Dr. Appleton, before he rid me of pain, I did have less energy on the air because I was suffering so much, right? I was suffering so much. When you're in pain, some of these pains, the pain's so bad, it wears your whole body down. It makes life pretty difficult, doesn't it? Absolutely. But, Dr. Appleton's open today. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Go see Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain before Thanksgiving, all right? 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And if you missed the number, do what I did. I just went to AppletonChiro.com, and it was right there. By the way, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even today. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Now, I am so suspect of this guy, like no one's business.
Don't you hate it when you buy something online and then you get slapped with a huge shipping charge at checkout? Not at MyPillow.com. Right now, enjoy free shipping on all orders $100 or more when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. This is your chance to stock up on unbeatable deals on everything site-wide. Soft sheets, cozy slippers, plush bathrobes, mattresses, mattress toppers, pet beds. It's free shipping on all orders $100 or more. Order now at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for free shipping.
Discover a new era of luxury senior living at the Carlisle Palm Beach, the only senior living community in Palm Beach with ocean views. Under new management by Liberty Senior Living, the Carlisle is being beautifully reimagined with resort-style amenities, refreshed apartment homes, and smart living upgrades. Enjoy vibrant wellness through Inspire by Liberty, elevated dining experiences, and a lifestyle designed for connection and ease. Since 1999, the Carlisle has been a trusted name, now with a renewed vision for refined living. Call today or visit CarlislePalmBeach.com to learn more. That's CarlislePalmBeach.com.
If you're dreaming of that perfect Caribbean cruise, nothing comes close to Celebrity Beyond, sailing year-round from Miami to the Caribbean, including our 10th annual cruise in March. Every cruise on Celebrity Beyond is unforgettable. Every detail is taken care of, and you'll enjoy all-inclusive fares, world-class restaurants, and top-quality beverages that redefine indulgence. Relax in the retreat, your own private resort within a resort, or unwind on the retreat sun deck with panoramic ocean views. You can pamper yourself in Aqua Class, where 5-star spa experiences will melt your stress away. From the lively martini bar to the breathtaking sunset bar, every space on board Celebrity Beyond is designed to inspire and delight, all backed by Celebrity's unmatched service. Call Cruise and Travel Depot today at 560-244.
No, not pre-recorded. Everything's live.
To book all your celebrity vacations, because when it comes to luxury at sea, on board Celebrity,
We're just in a break.
nothing comes close.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching.
Yeah.
All but disappeared.
Gotta be.
Say goodbye to your neuropathy.
No, they got a killer at Starbucks.
Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation.
Yeah. It's north of here. It's the, I don't want to say here which one it is, but it's.
Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
That's not a good place to have a killer working. There's a lot of rich people there. Yeah. All right, callers on hold, stand by. You know, I was talking with Mike during the break. I mentioned at the top of the show, I went to Starbucks, not too far from the radio station, and the guy that made my coffee had a teardrop tattoo under his right eye, and I had always thought that meant that you murdered someone. Is that true? Is that what that means, that he's a killer? What does the teardrop tattoo mean that, or does it mean something else? I don't know. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, this candidate, it sounds like a phony to me. Anybody comes up with this, he's so annoyed, don't you dare kind of thing, doesn't have the personality, I don't think, to become.
Well, I don't like the idea of anyone, especially a 30-year-old who's a self-made millionaire by 30 in the financial world. I never heard of him before, and he wants the top job in the state. Run for state legislature. Prove yourself. We're going to trust this guy to be our governor over MAGA Byron Donalds?
Yeah, I mean, you know what they say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. The way he said it, I mean, he could have said, I was disappointed, and when she said that, he said, don't you dare. I mean, the guy is...
First off, gentlemen do not talk about other men's wives.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So this guy is not... whoever's backing him is backing him, but I'm thinking...
And you can't go around claiming to be a Florida man and pronounce Lafayette. It's got to be Lafayette, right, Doug? Come on.
Lafayette for sure.
It's got to be.
Somebody put him up Like you said, I think you're right. Cappy got it right, man.
The Bushes.
Actor.
And he read the script right, but they didn't get the Florida dialect coach to tell him it's Lafayette.
Yeah, the real running stuff that running for office that shouldn't be running. He's one of them.
But watch, I'm going to hear from all these liberals who are going to tell me they're lifelong Republicans, and it's Lafayette. It's not Lafayette, it's Lafayette. They're going to tell me that, you know.
Well, I'm waiting to hear that. That's going to be a good one. But unfortunately, some people want to spend their money, and I don't think we're going to vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a sure candidate. Great.
No, listen. This is. I'm taking this as serious as a heart attack. Florida is a big. It's not just that we're a red state. You know, this state's been Republican since Jeb was elected in 1998. This is a hardcore red MAGA state. We are about to be, in the next census or two, we're going to become the most populated state, which means we'll have the most representation in the House and the most electoral college votes. All right? So Florida's important. And these never-Trumpers, whether it's the Bushes or whoever else, they want Byron Donalds to lose because Byron Donalds, he's black MAGA. And he's very good. And I've met him and seen him speak in person. He is so impressive. They hate black MAGA. He made a comment calling him a slave to. I will pull that one up later. You know, which is another thing. You don't call a black man a slave to anybody, but he did. But Byron Donalds could easily be JD's running mate, or somebody else's running mate in the future for vice president, or maybe even president or senator after he's governor. So they want him to, I don't know if he's running for the House and governor, because you can run for both, or if he's just running for governor. I don't know. I'm going to look into that. But this guy is a never Trump plot to stop Byron Donalds. He's black MAGA. They don't like that. He's the future. He becomes the governor of Florida. He'll be the first black governor of Florida since the Reconstruction period, when the Republicans appointed all the governors and appointed black governors just to piss off the Democrats, right? The racist Democrats. And it's a big deal. And this guy is not a joke. And I know I'm being light of it a little bit because it's the day before Thanksgiving. There's going to be jokers like this all over the country that you can't trust. I've never heard of this guy, and to be running to be the next governor against MAGA Byron Donalds, you know, and I'm sorry, he's born in Davie. I don't know where he grew up in Florida, but that's pretty close to Jeb and Columba. Have they crossed paths at any point in his life? Is there a Jeb? Does anyone know? Is there a Jeb connection or a Columba connection to this guy?
Hitting the nail on the head there, I would say so, but we'll find out, I'm sure. But this guy is not going to go way too fast if he has this kind of money behind him. So,
all right, appreciate the call. All right, take care, Doug. Okay. By the way, it is open phones today because even though it's Wednesday, it's kind of like Friday, so we're doing the Open MAGA Mike Friday today. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. My name is Jim. I'm calling from North Florida.
Yes. Okay.
Hey, I used to live in South Florida, and I bought a piece of property in Lafayette County. That's how it's pronounced.
Lafayette. It's Lafayette.
Tell the building department and tell all the business.
It is spelled. Didn't I tell you this was going to happen, Mike? Yes.
It is Louisiana, and Lafayette is Florida.
Because that county is named because the French used to own Florida and
named. There's Monticello County as well.
No, come on. All right.
Pronounced.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a conservative. I voted for Anna Polino.
Didn't I tell you? Uh-huh. Well, living in St. Pete immediately calls into question your credibility.
That's why we moved to North Florida. Because of St. Pete's so liberal.
Yes, well. Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, South Florida's in a vacuum, and some some things in it. This is a good example.
What do you mean? What do you mean in a vacuum?
When you guys are just
if
how something's pronounced. I mean, half of these people have New York accents. I don't even know.
What?
Even listen to them.
Wait, New York. What are you talking about? Like the president of the? You mean like President Trump? President Trump has a New York accent.
The guy that just called you and Joan from Tampa. They're transplants from New York City. You know, the Democratic Health.
So is President Trump. Why do you think he lives at Mar-a-Lago?
Well, that's fine. What I'm saying is the people that are arguing over the pronunciation of it.
If you pronounce it, how do you pronounce it?
Lafayette.
You can't read. If you pronounce it, then no one can read in Lafayette County.
Well, that could be.
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't either. I found you this morning on YouTube. I was so glad to hear Steve Kane's name. I used to listen to Steve and Uncle Neil and Rick and Suds and Lassiter and all of that. I know more about South Florida radio than you do.
I doubt that. I haven't heard Lassiter's name in a long time.
Yeah, we miss him. Poor guy. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. You know, it was a great time. I will say that when I lived down there, radio was just on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm glad I came across you. I was scrolling through the YouTube live streams, and there you were.
All right. I appreciate the call, but I don't buy anything he said because at that time, Steve, Neil, Rick and Suds, I don't know about I can't speak on Lassiter. I know who he is, but that was before my time. Steve was a liberal then. When that guy was talking. I don't buy that guy is MAGA at all. Do you? You're on, and what an accident that he just, a guy from Lafayette County who's a longtime Steve Kane listener, remember that thing I always tell you, hasn't listened to the show in 50 years, and he just happened to find today, coincidentally, when we were talking about the county where he got some building permit. Oh my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. All right, once, twice. You missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I just love you guys. Are so funny. You conservatives.
What's your name? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm not gonna. Don't worry about it. It's Tom.
Oh, hey Tom.
That's where I'm from. You guys are so funny. You guys.
No. That last guy was not MAGA. He's telling me the glory days. Hold on a second. He told me that the glory days of the Steve Kane Show, of course, before I was a part of it, number one, right? And number two, when Steve was a liberal on the air. So come on.
Back then, you know what I mean? Brian, first of all, Trump does not talk with a New York accent.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so now, Ron DeSantis is not running for governor?
You can only be governor for 8 years. We have term limits in Florida.
Stinks. That stinks. That really stinks.
Oh, really? You like DeSantis?
Next. I do. I think he's a great governor, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
What, you don't like DeSantis anymore?
I don't trust DeSantis. I like some things he's doing. Like, you know.
You used to love DeSantis, man, until a little bicker with Trump.
No, he lied. He lied to us. No, he lied. He lied to us, and he lied to President Trump.
Bro, Trump's been lying since day one.
Why would you? Let me ask you. If you don't like Trump, how could you like DeSantis?
Because DeSantis is a...
No, give me a Trump policy that DeSantis doesn't support.
Why don't you give me one that you think he lied? Like, why don't you give me one, Brian?
You don't like Trump and his policies, but you like DeSantis and his policies. So give me a Trump policy that DeSantis does not support.
You give me one.
See, you don't even know. All you know is he went against Trump. There isn't one. There isn't one. Yeah, I'm late for the break. There isn't one.
But there is one.
There isn't. There isn't.
What? DeSantis wants to do everything with the property tax and cut.
Well, President Trump supports that too. You know, could you imagine what his taxes are on Mar-a-Lago? Holy smokes! Of course he supports that. All you know, no. All you know is DeSantis betrayed Trump, so you like him. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott on the radio.
I don't know if you heard, Tom slipped up there.
Huh?
I don't know if you heard, Tom slipped up there in the beginning. He said, "You conservatives."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
heard
then tried
him.
to play off as,
I heard him,
oh,
yeah.
I'm conservative.
Now he's conservative, yeah.
You conservatives until he talks about DeSantis, who's anti-Trump. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Into the evening, windy with a slight chance of thunderstorms and a slight chance of showers, below 66 degrees.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling.
Oh my goodness. And by the way, well, I'll say when we get back from the break. I'll wait till we get back from the break.
Two left lanes. There's stop-and-go delays on Northlake Boulevard between Beeline Highway and the Turnpike Underpass. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line. Pound 250 keyword West Palm Traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
That's your traffic brought to you by PBKC. Happy Thanksgiving week from all of us here at PBKC. Come out for poker, OTV racing, table games, and exceptional eats. Gobble up the green with daily high hands and progressive high hands Wednesday and Friday through Sunday. Catch football Sundays in the paddock with an all-you-can-eat buffet and draft beer for just $25, or get it free when you place a $25 or more live bet on the Hard Rock Bet app at PBKC. Get all the details at pbkennelclub.com.
The largest pre-Black Friday red tag sale ever is happening right now only at City Kia. Hurry to City Kia. Select any new or CPO vehicle with a red tag and save thousands. Interest rate as low as 0% on select model. Lower your interest and your payment today. Spin the prize wheel with every purchase. Everyone's a winner. PlayStation 5, 70-inch TVs and gift cards up to $500. Nobody beats a City Kia deal. Nobody. Hurry. It's City Kia's largest pre-Black Friday red tag sale ever. Visit us at citykia.com.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sandra. I'm calling from Delray Beach. The Barry Siegel Law Group did such wonderful work for me, and I was very particular. I'm a professional myself, and I went to about 3 or 4 attorneys prior. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. They didn't want to add anything extra, but Barry tailored it to my needs. It's not only the trust. There's so many other end-of-life documents, the living will, the will, and I tailored each one of them to my liking, and they were wonderful and always, always polite. Never showed any aggravation, or because I contacted them many times. Always polite. And not only that, when you finish your documents and you leave this world, your beneficiaries could go there and they'll explain everything to them, which is a big deal because a lot of these beneficiaries or heirs, they're not cognizant of what to do. I just wanted to let you know that the Siegel Group is above and beyond any other attorney that I have ever contacted. Plus, they give you a big portfolio at the end with a leather-bound documents. It's beautiful.
Give the Siegel Law Group a call, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 49 years on the air.
All right, and you know that fake MAGA guy that called in earlier. You know, when he said he didn't want to hear, what did he say about New York? He didn't want to hear these people in New York. You know what? When someone says New Yorker, do you know what they're really saying? Jews. It's code for Jews. Not that all New York. Mike, you're a New Yorker. You're not a Jew, but when somebody says it like that, what they really mean are Jews. All right. Okay, let's take some more calls, and then I got more to share. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I tried calling a while ago and didn't go through.
Well, it went through now.
I'm right outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
In Sumner County. I don't claim Nashville. But anyway, I've grown up here all my life, and here I've just always known it as Lafayette.
Well, you're not even in Florida.
I know.
It's Lafayette. It's Lafayette. It's Lafayette.
Yeah, it probably is. But I'm for Byron Donalds all the way. I think that other guy's a fake.
He definitely is.
And no one should sit there and put down someone's life in such a hostile manner.
Well, he's doing it because he's trying to trigger Byron Donalds to respond to him to make him more relevant, right? That's what he's trying to do. I mean, he's done. There's another clip of him. I'll look for it. I was gonna. It was. I don't know if he said it or if it was written, but he referred to Byron Donalds as a slave to somebody. I can't remember who. I'll see if I can find that. That was in the first article I saw about him yesterday. So a lot of what he's doing is based around getting Byron Donalds to react to him.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to trap him, trying to make Byron Donalds emotional and look as silly as he does.
I don't think Byron Donalds should reference the guy at all. I don't think no.
Just ignore him. He's worth a mention. I mean,
yeah. Meanwhile, though, you're calling from Nashville. You have this lunatic woman that hates country music, hates line dancing, hates Southern Bells, hates Nashville, and supports burning down the police station. And she's running for Congress in Nashville in this special election.
Oh, I know. I'm just sick to my stomach about that. And also, our problem is our mayor. I don't know why they can't get him out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, appreciate the call. What he had said, he posted this on X, Fishback. You know, if Byron Donalds doesn't want me to call him a slave, then he should stop being a slave to his corporate donors. Give the $30 million back and start acting like a real conservative who will stand. See, everything he's doing, his original tweet was, this is what Fishback tweeted. Let me pull this up here. Hold on. Byron Donalds is a slave to his corporate donors. It's the truth, and I will never apologize for telling the truth. So he calls a black man a slave. Then he attacks his wife. This is some hardcore trolling that he's doing, and I hope Byron Donalds doesn't fall for it. I mean, some of you are probably saying, well, you're falling for it. Well, I'm not Byron Donalds. I'm doing something else here. Okay, now I was telling you guys that they're out there trying to create a false story that J.D. Vance has impregnated Erica Kirk, right? We were talking about this earlier, that the marriage is on the rocks. I mean, these are really terrible people on the left. They are terrible people. Joyless Reed was on a liberal podcast yesterday. Did you hear what she said about J.D. Vance? Let me play this for you. I got to keep my finger close to the dump button. We might have to dump Joy Reid. There was another clip I was going to play, but she dropped some language, I know for sure. I got two clips I'm not 100% sure about, but let me pull this first one up. She's talking about J.D. Vance and his wife and Erica Kirk, right? Listen, this is a classless woman.
Motivates them, so they can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Poor Usha, or she's in on it, right? And she's
playing slap and tickle with Erica Kirk's the weirdest shit I've been.
Oh yeah, well, okay. See, I told you I had to dump it. I guess I got to dump that one, but we got the gist of it. I'll play the beginning of it and stop it before, because when I hit the dump, it cut out the beginning. All right, here's Joy Reid talking about JD and Erica Kirk.
motivates them. So they can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Poor Usha. Or she's in on it, right? And she's wicked.
Okay, so I gotta stop it right there. So, you understand what I mean? So these are some real devious stuff. And I don't play a lot of Joy Reid clips. The reason I played that is I put it together with that fishback clip of him who talks about people's wives. Liberals. That's who talk about people's wives. You don't talk. Now, somebody may say, well, you guys talked about Mrs. Clinton. She was a part of the political movement, right? She was the co-president. When Hillary Clinton was first lady, she was the first lady. Their office is in the East Wing, not Mrs. Clinton. She had an office in the West Wing. Remember that? And then she ran for Senate and was Secretary of State. That's a different thing. She was a political person. JD's wife and Erica first off, widows are always off limits. Always. So we got both of them attacking people's wives. So, you make of it what you do. Whether it's Lafayette or Lafayette, I'm going to stick with Lafayette. This fishback guy, I don't trust anything about him. And all we have seen from him is trolling. Now, this next thing, when I saw this yesterday in the news, I thought this was AI. Did you see this thing they did with the governor of Pennsylvania, the Crown Act? Did you see this, Mike? They have passed a law, I'm not making this up, it's called the Crown Act, preventing discrimination against hair. This is the governor of Pennsylvania, Shapiro.
When I sign the Crown Act into law, that will be the next step in making good on that promise of bringing about real freedom for all Pennsylvanians.
This public policy campaign is my brainchild, and a nationwide effort I have led since 2018. Determining it was necessary to change the law to help redress the long-standing and problematic practice of racial discrimination in the form of hair discrimination.
What is hair discrimination?
Look, the national legislative, social impact, and coalition building strategies for this movement. Because for too long, a myopic notion of professionalism and Eurocentric standards of beauty have perpetuated racial inequity and exclusion. Too many Black children have been suspended and missed what should be valuable instruction time because their hair, worn in ways that are aligned with their racial identity, have been deemed a violation of school rules.
I am a child growing up in the Virgin Islands with natural hair. Natural hair has been braids, twists, locks all my life. That's all I know. As you know, I still have locks. But wearing my natural hair has been all that I know. But as I opened my salon and spoke to different clients that wear braids, that's telling me, Lorraine, I have to take these braids out. I have a job interview. Or Lorraine, I have to cut my locks down because my...
Okay, this may come as a shock to these lunatics in Pennsylvania. White people, we get haircuts and stuff too when we have job interviews and do things that are important, right? Do you know, I don't get haircuts very often. I wear hats a lot. If you see me clean shaven and with a new haircut, that probably means I'm about to do a TV interview or take a family photograph, okay, or something, right? You know, white people, we make our hair look nice for things too. It's not a black thing.
job stays too long, and the recent one was my client who says, Lorraine, they talking about me. I have to do something. I have to cut my locks because of my job. You know, it's
Well, what job are you going to? Does it involve something that involves food where the hair might be an issue? This is nuts, okay? You know, when I was a teenager, one of the big things was really weird stuff. The Mr. T haircut and spiked hair. But some guys had those punk rock spikes that kind of look like the top fin on a shark. I mean, you go in, if you're a white person, and you have some funky haircut, you're not going to get the job. You're going to get in trouble.
saying it's unprofessional to have locks, and I'm like, wow.
Look, we know that this is an issue that disproportionately affects Black Pennsylvanians who wear their hair in protective styles like locks and natural braid.
Protective styles? What the freak is he talking about?
Or twists. And it can manifest itself in a number of different ways. From someone getting fired simply because of how they look, or maybe someone getting passed over for a job because of the way they wear their hair. That's unacceptable. And in a moment, it will be illegal.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our last break of the second hour and be right back.
Cold. Hard.
Okay, hold on. A second clip. I ran out of time that I wanted to play connected to that.
The colony call?
Yeah, I'm going to call him, yeah. Just say.
Mention my name, Steve.
Hey, George, it's Brian. Hey, I got your text. Would he be expected my call, or have you talked to him? Oh. Okay. Okay, I'll call you. Well, I got a meeting afterwards. It's going to be a busy morning. Well, if you don't hear from me today, we'll talk on Tuesday. Okay, today's a crazy day, but I'll call you. I'll try to call you today. All right, hold on.
Communities are being threatened by their insurance companies to replace their roofs or lose coverage. We perform a full evaluation of your roofs, test the conditions of the materials, suggest repairs, set maintenance schedules, and write letters to your insurance companies. We are also state of Florida general contractors, which carry a lot of weight when dealing with insurance companies. We recently had a property management company call us to evaluate 2 multi-story condo buildings. Each were in aging condition. We performed a full evaluation, built a case with focused repairs and maintenance that the roofs had up to 5 years left. The insurance companies granted the associations additional time. Homeowners, condo, and HOA associations, give me a call at 954-604-4602 to set up an evaluation so we can help you with your insurance company. That number again is 954-604-4602 or find us at laportaroofing.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane.
All right, we are back, and it's time to check in with George Colony. George Colony, good morning. I'm doing well. Yesterday we were talking about how you can help renters become owners, and I was having a conversation with you the other day, and I was talking to you about condos because, after that incident in Miami Beach, a lot of people have been having issues with their condos, but you can help people that are looking to sell or even buy condos here in Florida. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I think the condo market is very interesting, very diverse. Recently, we've got a lot of calls from New York and Boston for people that want to buy a condo here. They're cash buyers, used to living in condos, but they want to get a year or two under their belt before they buy a home. I looked at the reason, why do people buy condos to start with? I mean, obviously the view, many times it's the location, sometimes in the older one it might be the price of the condominium, might be the amenities that they have. Why don't they buy? Condo association fees, which don't add to their equity, that are an expense. Sometimes it's privacy, and sometimes in the condos, they don't have any control over assessments because people a board may decide to spend a lot of money painting the building or doing new windows or new balconies, and all of a sudden they get this assessment. So I think people that have condos should call me, and let's take a look at what your situation is, what would you like it to be, and I think I can help you, whether it's selling it or trying to put you in a better position in the condo itself.
Yeah, my first home my wife and I had was a condo, before we had a house. And, the thing about the HOAs, those could be a problem, but I think around 80% of Floridians live in a HOA community. It's pretty rough in Florida with the HOAs.
Things that they're trying to work on. The insurance is really the big one, and the second one obviously is the taxes. But there's still a lot of fees associated with these condos.
Oh yeah.
That you got to watch out for. But look at the condos. If it wasn't for condos, we wouldn't have the spaces for people to move to Florida. So
that's right.
They can build 400 in a year. I can build 5 townhouses a year. So.
Well, so to sum it up, if you are a condo owner and you thought, oh man, with everything I'm hearing about condos, I can't move my condo. That's not true. Call George Colony. And if you're looking to sell your condo, call George Colony. Or if you're looking to buy a condo, call George Colony. His number rings directly to his cell phone, 954-801-7320. 954-801-7320. All right, George Colony, have a great Thanksgiving. All right, take care. All right. Before we go back to the phones, this hair discrimination nonsense. There's, I was talking about the guy with the teardrop tattoo, and I mentioned to Mike, I was going to bring this up, but no one's called about the teardrop tattoo, but the old AM station that we were on, 1470, was going to hire a guy who had done time in the penitentiary to be the overnight board op, which is insane, okay? It's completely insane because radio equipment's valuable. Old radio equipment's very valuable too, and the whole idea is insane to bring it. But do you know how I knew he was a felon? Do you know how I knew he was a convicted felon? He had a prison stash. So yeah, with white people, okay, haircuts and certain mustaches and such, everything about them. But this discrimination that they're talking about with hair, I don't know what that means. I'll tell you this. If I were black, I would not go to college. You know what I would do? I'd go to beauty school, and I'd open up a beauty parlor in a black neighborhood. Do you know how much it costs to get my daughter's hair cut? Holy smokes. When she was a little girl, because, my daughter has black hair. My wife doesn't know how to do black hair. And I took her to, I remember I took my daughter to a black beauty salon in Deerfield in a black neighborhood. And I've been to beauty salons many times with my wife, when I was a kid with my mother. Do you know what's different about the black beauty salons in the black neighborhoods that I've never seen at the regular beauty salons? And this is so true. I'm not gonna. It's in Deerfield. It's still there. I'm not gonna say the name of it, but and I go to a barber shop to get my hair cut. But you know, it was a nice barbershop too I go to. Do you know what the black beauty salon in the ghetto has that the regular beauty salons in Boca don't have, or Fort Lauderdale? You know what they have? A security door with a gate over it where you have to buzz in and be let in like you're going into a jail. I've never seen anything like it. Isn't that crazy? You ever have to do that when you go to a Boca beauty salon? They had bars over the front door, and I thought they were closed. And then they had a thing you had to buzz, and they saw some white guy out there. They probably thought I was a cop. They said, "Yeah, help me." I was like, "Yeah, my daughter's got an appointment." Okay, come in. Never seen anything like that before. But you know how much money black women spend on their hair? Holy smokes. If you are black and you don't go to law school, don't become an accountant, don't become an astronaut, go to beauty school, open up a beauty salon, you will be rich beyond imagination. The first, do you know that, somebody will know her name, the first black female, this is a true story, I cannot remember her name, but the first black female millionaire in America was a black woman who developed a hair product. Yeah, I remember her name. Some of our listeners will know. There's so much money in hair in the black community. But this talk of hair discrimination, I wanted to play this clip. This is a black female attorney. And you know what she does? She charges white people more than black people. Listen, and she brags about it on the internet. Listen.
I love to overcharge white people and organizations and do pro bono work for black orgs.
That is a civil rights violation, Madam Lawyer. Okay? That is racial discrimination. You cannot charge people more because of skin color. And that clip has gone viral. I hope they catch up to her. That is against the law. But she's so racist, she's bragging about it all over the internet. And she thinks that makes her look good and brings her business. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Bobby from Oregon.
Yes, Bobby.
Hey, so honestly, I don't really care about the whole hair conversation, but I was curious, what are you going to do if Trump is implicated in the files? Are you continue to support him?
Well, first of all, we know he's not in the Epstein files for a few reasons, okay? Of which I'm not going to go through all of them again because, you know, you guys with your Epstein obsession. You are aware that last week he signed into federal law a law requiring the Epstein files to be released, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if he's implicated into pedophilia, why would he sign a law and make it a federal law that all Epstein files must be released?
Why did he try?
No, that's not an answer. That's a question. He signed a bill making it federal law to release the Epstein files. If he's in the files, why would he make it a federal law to release all the Epstein files if he's implicated as a pedo?
Why would he do that?
No, that's not an answer. That's a question.
Question. I'm answering your question. Can I answer your question?
I don't think you can in a logical way, but go ahead.
The reason he signed that law into...
hear him talking slow? How slow he's talking, trying to think of thoughts. Get off the phone, stupid. I mean, give me a break. All of a sudden, he's talking slow to try to buy time to think of something. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Bob from Pompano Beach.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, about this hair discrimination, I mean, when do we stop with these stupid laws these politicians make? They have better things to do than this ridiculousness. I mean, why don't we just start discrimination against accents? Whatever accent you have, it's a situation like that. How about heavyset people, bad people? I mean, we can go on and on and on about making laws that are totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have to live in society. Period. Again. Unfortunately, people judge people. That's the way it is. Okay. When you go into an interview, you have to dress a certain way. Okay. In an office environment, they're not going to hire somebody in a clown suit. Or in a dress. Unless you're trans. I mean,
or you've got all these things going on in your hair where you look like Medusa, and you're trying to get a job in food service.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. I mean, come on now. I mean, how ridiculous these.
Well, obviously Shapiro's running for president or something. I'm out of time for the hour. That's some hardcore pandering. Thanks for the call. You made some good points. All right, it's 8 a.m. I'm Brian, Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward at 96.9 FM, Boca Raton at 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County at 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service.
That guy started talking real slow, buying time.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service
seasonal internet, we do have spots. Like, so I know, like you asked a few times, like, we have spots that do not spot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you want to like do them, then jump in the spot after or whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably take them first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turnpike southbound, there's the backup. West Palm Service Plaza to Boynton Beach Boulevard. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line, pound 250 keyword, West Palm traffic on Ron Hurst.
That's your traffic brought to you by PBKC. Gobble up the great new poker room this week at PBKC. High hands hit every 15 minutes every day. There's special progressive high hands this Wednesday and Friday through Sunday, and every high hand winner
Oh.
entry into a $15,000 cash giveaway this Saturday. The poker room is open Thanksgiving, so come play poker and Vegas style table games with just a $5 minimum. Get all the details
Forgot
at
to.
PBKennelClub.com, and happy Thanksgiving.
Mike, where are you?
Generation owner of LaPorta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At LaPorta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been protecting homes like yours for generations. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. You know, I've been talking this week about giving the gift of peace of mind or the gift of life to a family member by taking them over to Life Imaging FLA. I so mean that from the bottom of my heart. You know, I think all of us have known people that have had sudden heart attacks and dropped dead. I mean, just like that, you know, and or found out they had cancer when it was too late. We've all know people like that or have family members. I know I do. And or you know, have so much blockage that they need quadruple bypass and all of these things. You know, if you go to Life Imaging FLA, you can find out about these things before they get to that point. I've been sharing stories over the last few weeks of people that have gone to Life Imaging FLA. They've had no symptoms and found out that they've had major blockage, that a heart attack was just a tick-tock away, or had cancer. One was a cardiologist who went over there, and he had over 80% blockage. And he was a cardiologist. He had no symptoms. There are a lot of people out there, mostly men, but there's a lot of people out there that don't go to the doctor and get checked out, and you know they should. And you can give them that gift by scheduling the appointment and taking them. Life Imaging FLA offers free heart scans with just a few minimum requirements that's valued at $699. And by the way, make sure you ask them about the cancer screening too. I've had both. You're at least going to give peace of mind, or maybe even save the life of your family member. Pick up your cell phone and call pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250 and say free heart scan. Pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Joellen.
Hey there. So I heard that last night on the radio. I said, this guy is such a lunatic. I mean...
Which one? The Shapiro?
Shapiro.
Yeah.
Because the hair thing. It's like, so now if somebody is got locks or whatever, and they get passed over for a job, so they can say that, yes, it's because of their hair, not because of so you're judging by their looks and not their character. So it's so, we're back in the 60s or whatever it was when they passed that one law. I'm not sure.
Well, what's going on here? This is just a stupid thing. Pennsylvania is a toss-up state. We won it last time. The Democrats are trying to get blacks back in the Democrat Party, so they come out and get Shapiro to pass through this hair discrimination BS, thinking that'll bring blacks back to the Democrat Party in Pennsylvania. That's what it is.
Yeah, how stupid these people are. It just, I remember when I was sitting in a Publix, and this guy came in, this white guy, he had his head shaved, and he had every part of his face and head tattooed, and he was the scariest looking guy. So who wants to sit like that, somebody like that next to, in an office or something? I mean, looks matter. I always used to say, I'd see some of these people, I'd say, how could these people these young kids ever get a job? Who is going to hire people that look like that?
Yeah.
But so I don't know what they do for jobs, or if they don't have jobs, or I don't know.
It's when you hire people, they're a representative of you, and if they're dealing with customers, and also if you're in the food service industry, there's problems with people that have certain types of hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember growing up, my dad used to say, Helen, I'm going to start making you wear a hairnet.
Wow.
If I have a hair in my food, oh my gosh, I go crazy.
I would never go back to the restaurant. I would never go back to the restaurant. That'd be terrible.
But my mom and dad's house. I don't know why you said that, but anyways, I was listening to a podcast yesterday with two well-known people, and they were talking about Ted Cruz, how Ted Cruz is nominating these, I guess the judges that are totally not against some conservative values, and they said, everybody knows that it is well known that Ted Cruz is hoping that we lose the midterms, and eventually he goes and runs for president. That's what he said.
Ted Cruz cannot be trusted. Okay, he, in the first campaign, all the Never Trumpers, right? Glenn Beck, Mark Levin, all the Never Trumpers were supporting Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Come on. And he was born in Canada. He's got a Canadian birth certificate, so I'm not convinced he's eligible. And I do believe that was his dad with Lee Harvey Oswald. I know no one talks about that. Oh no, that was his dad. Look it up online. It was reported on. It's disappeared, but no, I don't. And he came up through the bushes. You can't trust Bush people, just like this Fishbeck guy that's running for governor of Florida now that I was talking about.
Yeah, I just came in on that part. I love Byron Donalds. I think he's got a great chance, and hopefully he gets it.
Absolutely. All right, appreciate the call. All right, take care, Joe. I think that's the first time Joellen agreed with me on anything. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. It's Joanne from Tamarack.
Hey, Joanne. What's up?
Do you think that this new hair law works for white people? Say I get a job as a receptionist in a beautiful lawyer's office like Barry Siegel, and I come in with my hair in rollers.
Oh, yes.
At the front desk.
Yes.
Going to have to be accepted also?
Of course. Sure. If you're in Pennsylvania. It's law in Pennsylvania. Yes.
Okay. Also, I am a mail lady, and I work with a very mixed crew. And some of the hairdos that these people are wearing, the customers don't answer the door when they come up.
Really?
Because they're afraid. I've had customers tell me, because you have to go the next day with the item, and you go up to the door and they'll say, yeah, there was a guy here yesterday, but he scared me. I know he had a uniform on, but I mean, you're representing the Postal Service.
Well, the next thing, listen, the next thing they'll do is they'll do a thing on the nails. That'll be a big one, too. They're doing whatever they can do. Like I told the last caller, this is just Pennsylvania's trying to get black people back on the Democrat Party plantation for the midterms. They because they've lost so many black states.
They're going to be able to
going to be able to
give them a fee or something or sue them because an employer.
Well, I didn't quite understand what the discrimination is. I didn't quite get it. I didn't understand where the discrimination is coming in, and how do you even prove such a thing? I don't. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not hiring him for his hairdo.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I don't know how that's going to work, and it's all BS, just like you said.
I mean, if you went in for a job interview at a law firm and you had half your head shaved and you're white, they're probably not going to hire you.
What about tattoos on the face?
Mm-hmm.
To make that illegal?
Well,
discriminatory?
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. The whole thing's stupid. It's obvious. Hey, appreciate the call. All right, take care. Tomorrow's a big eating day. Oh man, I'm gonna be pigging out. That's right. And I knew what I'm going to not only pig out, but this is my favorite. I've never been a big eater, but I am such a fan of pumpkin pie. I'm going to eat probably an entire pumpkin pie by myself tomorrow. I do every year. I love it. No whipped cream, but refrigerated, not warm out of the oven, refrigerated, and I don't care, and since I started Coastal Weight Loss Secret in January, I lost over 35 pounds. I haven't gained an ounce back. If I do, over the Thanksgiving weekend, I'll just start it again. There's been a couple times when, I reached my goal weight, and I said, you know what, I want to go a little further, and I started up on it again. Coastal Weight Loss Secret is so easy, but you know what's easier than even losing the weight is keeping it off. It has been 100% effortless. Since I lost all the weight with Coastal Weight Loss Secret, not only have I not gained an ounce back, I'm not strict on what I eat, what I want to eat, when I want to eat it, like I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, so call Coastal Weight Loss Secret. We have listeners from all over the United States that have lost weight from Coastal Weight Loss Secret. You can too. Lose that Thanksgiving weight before your New Year's and Christmas party comes around. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call and schedule your no-charge consultation. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlasssecret.com. All right, we taking a break now? Okay, can't get Barry? But Barry may. Okay. We'll let's take the break and then we'll do that. All right. We'll be right back.
Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two.
Oh, he's on 3.
So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching, have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-22...
I can't find any of my phone numbers. For the commercials, like all I need is I have the phone numbers written down, so I get the phone number right. I found them though. I found them. Okay.
and online, AppletonCairo.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9.
All right, we're back, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Good morning, Barry. I'm doing well. What do you have for us this morning?
Again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We're all getting ready for the holiday, and as I've been promoting this past week, we are doing our Black Friday, and we're getting a lot of calls on it. A lot of people are scheduling their consultations. If this is something that you're planning to do, getting your estate planning up to speed, getting it done, either for the first time or updating it, if you're planning to do it, you may as well do it now, because we are offering a great deal for those of you, and today is the deadline. By the end of today, if you call in and schedule your free consultation with us, as long as that consultation is held before the end of this calendar year, then you are going to be entitled to $1,000 off any of the estate planning packages that we have. So if you're going to do it anyway, it's something you need to do, something you've been thinking about. You want to have that peace of mind. You want to protect yourself and your family. You want to make sure that your family doesn't have to deal with the nightmares of probate and guardianship. You want to protect the assets for your loved ones so that after you're gone, they don't lose it if they get sued or divorced or have creditors. For all of those reasons, and also if you want to make sure that you don't run out of money during your lifetime because of the cost of long-term care, because our estate plans have the elder law language that can help protect your assets from the cost of long-term care. For all those reasons, if you're planning to get that done, I would call today, get it on the books, and that way you'll save money at the same time.
Yeah, so let me just highlight this, because the reason is the last day. So Attorney Barry Siegel is offering $1,000 off their legal services if you make an appointment by the end of November, and today's the last day because the office will be closed for Thanksgiving at the end of business today, as long as your appointment is scheduled before the end of the year. right? So you don't have to go in until you may not be open on the 31st, Barry. I don't even know what day of the week that is. But the appointment has to be scheduled for before the end of this year. But today is the last day you can call and get that Black Friday $1,000 off the legal services from the Siegel Law Group, which is pretty amazing. I don't think you've ever done that before, Barry. I think it's the first time you've offered something like that.
No, we do discounts when people attend our seminar, but
No, not like this at all. All right, listen, give the Siegel Law Group a call. Do it today, guys. 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, have a good Thanksgiving. We'll talk next week.
All right, I'll look.
All right, take care. All right, back to our phones. And I remind you guys, even though it's Wednesday, we've moved Open Phone Friday to today. So it's Open MAGA Mike, Open Phone Wednesday, since today is like Friday for most everybody in America. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Aaron, and I'm from Texas.
Aaron in Texas. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say,
Here we go.
remember when Trump said that he was going to arrest Hillary and then gave her a standing ovation saying she's great people? You know, that just chapped my hide. And then remember when Trump said he was a self-proclaimed father of the vaccine during COVID nonsense?
You're so pathetic. Go ahead. Keep going with your list of crap. This is so pathetic.
Look,
No, not really, but I just keep on. I don't want to interrupt your script.
you know, what about the printing money? You know, you stop the bankers from devaluing our dollar at all. Doing that's making America great and not the banking elites great. All presidents are bought off. You can't be the president unless you're bought off. That's the way the system works.
Yeah. Are you? I mean, you are so pathetic. What you're doing is it's insane. You want to? I'll tell you why you're here. I'm not going to hang up on you yet. You know. What you are, you're one of those seminar callers I talk about, right? President Trump has, according to the latest reporting on CNN, President Trump has the highest approval rating of any president at this point in his second term in the 21st century, right? Higher than Obama, higher than George W. Bush. He has an 80. Well, hold on. Excuse me. Brainwashed. At least you're familiar with brainwashing since you are, or perhaps you're the one doing the brainwashing. Now let me finish, and then because I'm talking about you. So President Trump, among Republican voters, has an 87% approval rating, which is his approval rating from 6 months ago, which means his support is standing strong. It doesn't matter what non-Republicans think; they'll never vote for him or his endorsed candidates anyway. So what you're doing is you're going through this list of things that you think are going to turn MAGA people against Trump. What do you think you're doing with this information?
It would crap who the president is.
You're pro-American?
I want freedom for my children. I don't want them to be.
How many kids do you have? I got 2, man. How old are they?
One's 17, the other one's 14. They both get straight A's. They're both on the honor roll.
When were they born? When was your 17-year-old born?
2008, sorry.
2012.
2008, sorry.
Now it's 2008. Did that quick math with the 17? Yeah. I know. Well, with your fictitious children, you should be very. You gave me two different years for his birth. No, you gave me 2 different. I know you can do all your damage control you want, but if you're in Texas, which is ground zero for Invasion USA, and for you in Texas to say that life is not better for Americans, especially in a border state like Texas, with Trump shutting down the border, stopping the invasion from the southern border, it's just not credible.
Beef prices, have you seen the housing market? Everything's only gotten more expensive my entire lifetime.
That's how. At what point? Excuse me. Prices. Beef. Excuse me. Beef price. Thanksgiving this year is cheaper than last year. It's being widely reported. Now, beef prices, that's a different thing. They're high. Tell me, throughout history, when have prices not gone up?
Well, when the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you drinking your liberal Kool-Aid? Hold on a second. When you go through time, the price of everything goes up. I mean, I used to get stamps for 12 cents, right? How much is a stamp now, right?
That's because of predatory bankers.
No. It's called like inflation. You used to be able to buy an acre of land for $0.25 in this country, right? Prices always go up, so I don't know what that means. And so far as buying a house, of course you can buy houses all over the country. You're not able to buy a house?
I'm not saying I'm not able to buy a house.
Well, you were complaining about home prices.
Yeah, how about those 50-year mortgages?
What 50-year? Excuse me. What 50-year mortgages?
Yeah, you haven't heard nothing about that?
No. Tell me about them. No. Tell me about the 50-year mortgages. No. You mentioned the 50-year mortgages. Oh yeah, I know all about it. Let's find out how much you know. Tell me about the 50. Excuse me. Tell me about the 50-year mortgages. Tell me about the 50-year mortgages.
You want?
I mean, are you a homeowner? Do you own a home? Oh, okay. When you couldn't what?
Because I didn't want to raise my children in the state that they were in.
Texas, the great state of Texas.
Free.
Okay, so when you owned a home, you had a mortgage, right? What was the term on your mortgage?
The term on my mortgage was 30 years.
Wait a minute, why? Why?
It was a fixed rate for 30 years because that's wherever the precedent was.
Okay, so if a 30-year mortgage is okay, why is a 50-year mortgage bad? Excuse me, no. If a 30-year mortgage is okay because you had one, why is a 50-year mortgage bad if a 30-year mortgage is okay to you?
Because here's why. Because say I spend $500,000 on a home at the end of a 30-year mortgage. I'm paying $1 million for that home. Now it's going to be like $1.5 million.
But why did you have a 30-year mortgage and not a 5, 10, or 20-year mortgage?
Hey man,
or an interest-only mortgage. Well, yeah, on that I will agree. Whatever mortgage you get is your choice. Now, the 50-year mortgage, hey, one thing about President Trump, he knows real estate, doesn't he? So, there's no 50-year mortgage, but a 30-year mortgage, 20-year mortgage, 10, a 15-year mortgage, a 5, there's all kinds of things. I don't know if that interest-only thing is still a thing. I haven't heard anybody talk about that in a while. But it's just an option. He acts like you're required to get a 50. And I love how he thinks something's bad, but he can't tell us why it's bad. If you're on hold, stand by. I've lost track of everything I'm doing. Oh, let me talk about Life Imaging FLA. There's an important thing about this scan, okay? When I went over to Life Imaging FLA for my heart scan and cancer screening, I expected that I was going to have to take all my clothes off and put on a hospital gown and be naked from behind and get into some big machine that made a lot of noise, and it was going to take a couple of hours and all this stuff. No. In fact, it took just a few minutes. I didn't have to take any of my clothes off. I wore what I'm wearing now. I didn't have to take off my watch. And the scan at Life Imaging FLA is done in a machine. It's like a ring. It's completely open. You're not enclosed in anything. Oh yeah, it doesn't make any noise. You ever heard those MRI? Rah, 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 that noise? No noise. Took just a few minutes, and boom, that's it. Pretty simple, huh? Listen, give them a call. They have locations in Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach County. Pick up your cell phone and call pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. They offer a free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements, and you can get it for free, even though it's valued at $699. So it's a pretty good deal, all right? Free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements, valued at $699. Pick up your cell, call pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250, say free heart scan. Pound 250, say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back. Oh, hey, I didn't see it come in. Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't wear it too much.
Is that the one that...
It's not, no, the one that is autographed is in my safe deposit box.
I seen you wearing it last week, though.
Not the autograph one.
Oh, was it?
No, the autograph one's really nice. It's really nice. Oh, my gosh.
Cool. It's funny. I was just listening to the on way. These people know nothing. Do you know there's actually a 40-year mortgage already?
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's 40 or 50 or 30, 40, 50, it doesn't matter. Getting in a house is what it's about.
You want to get the payment where you can afford it.
I mean, you want to bring this up?
Yeah, we can talk about it. And most people, I mean, I'm different, but most people, they sell their house and move on before they even get close to the mortgage,
I
even
read
on
a
it
long time ago, the
20
average
or
stay in
10.
a house is 9 to 10 years. So you're flipping your house, and this, I heard this guy on TV saying, why shouldn't I be able to buy a house for $100,000 over my hair straight? Because everything costs more.
Yeah, exactly.
Plywood is $25 a sheet where it used to be
Exactly.
$5.
There's a guy on my street who's got a car that cost about what I paid for my house almost.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
And that's awesome.
Why should the car be $250,000?
Exactly. They don't complain about the car prices.
Because it is. They buy trucks for $50,000 now.
Last year, I was going to go buy a pickup. My gosh, $80,000, $120,000.
Yeah.
I'll rent a truck if I need one. Are you kidding?
Wrong for a minute. Incorrect. My landscaper has a truck that's worth $75,000.
How many lawns he got to mow for that?
I don't know, but he pays cash for it. He paid cash, he told me.
Wow.
$75,000 truck,
Wow.
There is inflation, but he doesn't mind. He's making money.
Well, it's tax deductible too. It's his
That's
whole
true,
truck.
too.
That helps.
Exactly. Oh, man.
Trump's made his money on getting good loans on properties. I would take his advice on mortgages any day.
I think so. All allows you to get in the house. You can always pay a mortgage off earlier. All you can do is make more
Exactly.
payments. You don't have to pay 30. You can pay I mean, I know all this. You can pay a 30-year mortgage off.
Well, let's talk about it on the air.
Okay.
I
mean, I know we're on, but...
Yeah.
Cool. Crazy stuff.
Oh, they're so stupid.
It's really, financial is all about knowledge.
Exactly.
That's what people need to see,
All right, Jupiter Joe Thomas is here, and we were talking about the mortgages during the break. I said, let's talk about it on the air, because you don't want to repeat yourself.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, this guy that called up a minute ago about the 50-year mortgages, and you were telling me there's already a 40-year mortgage.
It's been a 40-year mortgage. It just allows you to get in a house earlier, so you have a lower payment. You're amortizing the payment longer, so you have a lower payment, so you're able to afford the house. That's what it's geared for.
Even with crazy things about car loans today, there's 7-year car loans now at the dealers.
Brian, the average payment in America is $800 a month for a car.
Is that nuts?
I used to go in and argue with people, when I buy a car and say I want to be at $299. Why? Because my sweet spot was $300 a month.
Yeah.
Now I pay cash for a car because I can afford it, but years ago it was $300.
Now, by the way, when you're meeting with a financial advisor, you want to meet with somebody who can pay cash for their car. People might think you're bragging, but it's not that you're bragging. You don't want to take financial advice from a guy that can't pay cash for his car. That's the way, just to point that out. But, the thing about the mortgages, everybody thinks about things in different ways. And for most people, you're right. To get into, by the way, if you go to buy a car, just a little advice, don't tell them what payment you can work with. They'll fit it into that pay. Whatever you tell them, they're going to add $50 a month to it and fit you into that. Never tell them what you want the payment to be. You're in big trouble, Joe, when you did that in the old days. But this thing about the 50-year mortgage, if that were to happen, it's just an option. You can do what you can do: a 5-year, a 10-year, a 15, a 20, a 30, a 40. It's up to you to choose. I don't know why they think that's a bad idea.
So I was talking to you off mic about it's really about knowledge. I mean, if you have a 30-year mortgage, you can pay it off in 16 or 17 years by paying one extra payment a year.
That's right.
One extra payment a year, you pay your mortgage off in 17 years. It's really financial literacy is what it's about, knowing how money works.
Well, people don't understand money. I mean, I don't either. That's why I talk to you and people like you with different things. But you're right. And when people are criticizing Donald Trump, he made his money off of real estate, getting favorable bank loans, right? You know, rich people like Donald Trump don't buy property with their own money. They buy it with other people's money. They want to get good terms. So when you're talking about financing property, you want to take Donald Trump's advice.
You know, the reason I wrote the book Retirement Know-It-All is because I've worked with a lot of very wealthy clients over my career, and the wealthiest people in the world know how to do two things: finance money, so they don't have to pay tax on it.
Yes.
If you know anything about Warren Buffett, richest guy, one of the richest men in the world, his salary was never more than $80,000 a year. So they only pay tax on $80,000. Meanwhile, he's worth $1 billion.
That's why the secretary pays more in taxes.
Exactly. So it's just knowing what and hiring people that know more things than other people don't know.
By the way, when you go to buy a car and you pay cash, you don't tell them that right away, do you? Do you
No.
negotiate? How do you do that?
I mean, you just got to talk. I mean,
When do you tell them you're going to pay cash?
Oh, when I get to the lowest number, and then I try to get to a lower number.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I learned that from clients, to be honest with you. You know.
I knew a guy that worked in the finance department
Oh.
at a car dealer, and the stories he would. My mother-in-law, since I've been married 29 years this year, anytime I buy a car, I take my mother-in-law. She is like the best. She's like the best when it comes to buying cars. It's an art. But you know, I was talking to you the other day, and you were telling me about a client, and this is really, whoever this client is a very unusual person. They came into a windfall of money, and instead of going out and buying that new car or going on some big worldwide cruise or trip to Europe, they actually came in and bought an annuity.
Yeah, smart person. Yeah, they got a lawsuit handed to them for, let's say, $250,000. And the person said to me, hey, I want to invest this. I've made too many mistakes over my lifetime. I want to make sure it's in something safe. I can't lose money. And I'm going to have an income stream like you talk about on the radio.
Yeah.
Can you do that for me? I said, absolutely. And she's protected, you know?
Yeah, I have never known someone that has had a lawsuit settlement that did that before. No. I've never. They you know, Attorney Barry Siegel. He was. This was many years ago when he was a young lawyer. He had a client that had a lawsuit settlement, and they blew it at the casino.
Oh my
and
God.
they called him back, and they're like, you know, can we look back at that case and try to get it?
God.
Yeah, that happens.
It happens all the time. You know, the other thing is when you win a lawsuit, do you know what they pay you? An annuity.
Really?
It's actually issued by an insurance company. There's a secondary market that we have that we can actually sell those. So people, what happens is, you ever see that commercial, J.G. Wentworth, I want my money now?
Yes.
Well, that's for people who had a lawsuit. They sell, they can't get the lump sum, they're getting payments. So what they do is they sell their settlement,
Yeah.
which are getting monthly payments, for a lump sum. And then we buy it, the insurance companies and investors buy it for 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh.
So you see where it says, you know, this lawyer got them
Yes.
$1 million.
Yeah.
They sell it for like $500,000.
That's
Just to
amazing.
get the cash. Yeah, there's so many intricacies to the financial business.
Because annuities are safe.
They are. Yeah.
You know, there's no risk. So you know, this person you were telling me about that came in and got the annuity. So they, like everybody else, they know what they need every month to live the life that they want to live.
Well, I was telling you, that particular person, with the amount of money they put in, they got a $65,000 bonus day one.
$65,000 bonus.
$65,000. In fact, I think it was $67,000 bonus day one, walking out the door, and the person said to me, Joe, I know I'm comfortable now. I don't have to worry.
So
you know?
let's explain to people how that works, because that's a pretty amazing thing. So they get a $65,000 bonus. So what happens? So the annuity they bought, it's all of a sudden $65,000 more.
Exactly, day one.
So the income they're earning is based on their investment plus the
that.
65.
Right. The insurance company puts a lump sum of money in a retirement account for you called an income bucket, basically, and then they have to take income from it for the rest of their lives, guaranteed. And they can't run out of money. If the balance goes to zero, The insurance company has a contractual obligation with you that you cannot run out of money.
That's insane. I mean,
This is how it
this
works.
is absolutely amazing and perfect for people. And you know, I've talked to you a lot about this. You know, when you reach retirement, I know there's exceptions to every rule, and there's a lot of people that can still afford to play around. But for most people I know at every income level, and I'm talking, you know, and people live at their income level. I don't care how rich they are, and I know some really rich guys, and they're doing okay, and they're at those fancy places where they're retired, but it's like a restaurant in the community. You know what I'm talking about? And they still have an overhead, and they need, and they don't want to play around in the stock market. They need their money every month for whatever it is they do. They want to go to Europe. They got the HOA fees. They got the this. They got the that. And annuities is perfect for that.
So I had a plastic surgeon come in to me, about 6 months ago, and worth about $7-8 million. I'll just round off the number, $7 or $8 million. He said to me, Joe, I live in a very expensive community. I need the money. I need a fixed amount of money coming in every month, or I can't live there. He said, my wife goes to the mall every day.
Yeah, exactly.
He plays golf every day. He plays poker. He plays gin. And he says, I have a certain lifestyle I have to live. Even if he's worth $7 million, you still have to have a certain amount of money coming in.
And you know, a lot of times when people, you know, have money and it's in an investment account,
right?
They're not going to just use the profits. They're going to start to eat away at the nest egg. There's
Interest
no way.
only is very hard to accomplish.
Yes.
That's where you live off your interest. Well, here's what I say to people. Okay, you pull out $50,000 this year, and the market goes down $50,000. Now you went through $100,000. So if you have $1 million, you use 10% of your account.
That's exactly right.
How many 10% can you afford?
That's correct.
Before your balance is zero. There's no way to do it.
Yeah.
That's why an annuity works, because it guarantees you income that you can't, even if you run out of money, you still get money.
So let me ask you, when people come to you about annuities, what do most people say, like what you're talking? I mean, you're talking about a guy who's a multimillionaire who's got the same concern as the guy who's a thousandaire, right?
Whether they're worth $50,000 or $50 million, everybody needs income.
So what do people say to you mostly? Do they say, you know what, I need this much money every month? What size annuity do I? Is that what most people do?
Most people say, how much can I get per month if I give you a $500,000 or $300,000 or $200,000? By the way, it can be $10,000, but I'm just using those numbers. It's easier to illustrate. They want guaranteed fixed income. Once I show them how it works, the light bulb goes off, I swear to God. Every time in my office, I show them on my computer, you give us a $500,000, you're going to get $42,000 a year for the rest of your life. They go, no.
Yeah.
First of all, they don't believe it. Then when I show them the company, I give them the brochure, they realize that this is not BS.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, listen, give Joe Thomas a call, and, you know, a couple things here, because I don't want you to, you know, these are important things. When you're taking financial advice, you want to take advice from someone who's financially successful. So, you know, when Joe, when you say you pay cash for your cars and your office is based in Jupiter, Jupiter's where Don Jr. and Eric Trump live, okay? For those that are new to South Florida, that's who you want to take financial advice from. 561-743-0999, 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. All right, Joe, we'll talk soon.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, take care. All right, and let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Jay, you sound kind of down in the dumps. Really? Well, that's more for me then. You don't like pumpkin pie? Well, you're missing out. You're missing out, Jay. Pumpkin pie is the best. Oh, that's awful. No. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me something good about white people? Can you tell me something good? I hear a lot of negatives about white folk from you. You can't think of anything good to say about white people. Well, tell me something good about white people that you like. The white people that you like, tell me something you like about them. Okay. You just told me you could. You just told me you didn't. Now you say you do. All right, Jay. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Let's have a buffer. Okay. Let's take a quick break. All right. We'll be right back with the Gold Report.
you're dreaming of that perfect Caribbean cruise, nothing comes close to Celebrity Beyond. Sailing year-round from Miami to the Caribbean, including our 10th annual cruise in March. Every cruise on Celebrity Beyond is unforgettable. Detail is taken care of, and you'll enjoy all-inclusive fares, world-class restaurants, and top-quality beverages that redefine indulgence. Relax at the retreat, your own private resort within a resort, or unwind on the retreat sun deck with panoramic ocean views. You can venture yourself in aqua class, where 5-star spa experiences will melt your stress away. From the lively martini bar to the breathtaking sunset bar, every space on board Celebrity Beyond is designed to inspire and delight, all backed by Celebrity's unmatched service. Call Cruise and Travel Depot today at 561-244-5779. That's 561-244-5779 to book all your celebrity vacations. Because when it comes to luxury at sea, on board Celebrity Beyond, nothing comes close.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business for 30 years at the same location and offering great deals.
Oh,
on
man.
used tires.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Many suppliers, whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time for the final gold report before Thanksgiving. On the line, William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated. William Youngerman, how the metals looking today?
Yesterday we saw a trading range of $4,109 all the way up to $4,160 on gold, and then pulling back to close down just $4.20 at $4,129.90 the ounce. Silver gained 11 cents yesterday, closing at $51.41. Platinum was up $5 at $1,551, and palladium gained $2, closing out the day at $13.79. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $41.29 on the low, all the way up to $41.74. And right now we're at $4,155 the ounce. That's up $25.10. Silver up $1 right now at $52.41. Platinum up $9 at $1,560, and palladium up $18 at $1,397 the ounce. We will be, by the way, closed Thursday and Friday, but we will be open today only until 3 o'clock. So do your shopping early. We will be closing a little bit early today, and our foreign exchange department will be closing at 2 o'clock today.
Okay. And I just want to ask, are those, yesterday we were talking about the pre-33 and the 90% silver. What are some of the other Best Buy recommendations on gold and silver right now, today?
Buy on gold, of course, is the larger bars. The 10-ounce gold bars are very affordable right now. And pretty much all of the products are in line with normal pricing as far as the premiums are concerned, which is very good for the gold coins. And of course, the silver bars, and of course, the 90% silver is the Best Buy. And the Best Buy for U.S. gold coins pre-1933, as we mentioned before, are on total sale, the lowest premiums in history practically. For the United States double eagles, the $20 gold pieces can be purchased for actually less than the 1-ounce gold eagles that the United modern eagles. So that's a and a bargain, which also protects, if gold was to go down, sometimes these premiums will go back up.
Yes.
It protects you on the downside.
That's absolutely amazing, because pre-33 is one of the most sought-after and in-demand gold out there. So you hear that, guys? And it's gold. It is gold. All right, listen, give William Youngerman a call. He opens up at 10 a.m., 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, or stop in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, William Youngerman, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll talk on Monday. All right, take care. All right, the lightning round is coming up on the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, JJ.
Hey, buddy. Tomorrow is an American tradition, so
for everybody that's listening, everyone, everywhere. Just have a blessed, happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I agree. I usually mention this earlier in the show every Thanksgiving, and I want to remind our liberals that Thanksgiving is not just an American holiday, it's an American Christian holiday. The Pilgrims, contrary to what they teach in public school, were not thanking Indians. They were thanking Jesus for getting them through that first winter, and they had the Indians over to convert them to Christianity. So it's a Christian holiday as well as I guess it's a Christian nationalist holiday.
Yeah, we're Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we are. It's thinking about tradition. It just got me thinking about. There's a dish that my mom used to make. Everybody's got a favorite dish their mom made, whether for Thanksgiving or something that they love that reminds them of their parents and their family life. And if you think about something like that, think about your favorite dish, and you have that in front of you, and then you have 5 or 6 other people trying to push another plate in front of you, and take this. Let me don't take that. Don't choose that. That you stick with mom. You stick with what you know, and that's basically Byron Donalds. Don't take the fake dish. Stay with the guy you know. Byron Donalds, to me, is listen, he's a human being. We all have made mistakes. I just love that. I love his story. He grew.
What mistake did he make? Did he make a mistake that I'm not aware of?
We don't make mistakes. He was a kid.
Oh, he was a kid. This guy running against him, Fish Sticks. What's his name? Fishback.
Fish Sticks.
Fish Sticks. I don't know anything about him, and if somebody gets this to him, all I know is this: I've lived in Florida all my life. I've never heard of you until yesterday morning. Now you're all over the news, and you want to be the governor of our state, and you're 30-year-old kid. No, state legislature, run for the House, do something, and prove yourself like Byron has. Byron Donalds stood through Trump during the dark days of the Autopin administration, right? Come on.
Yeah. He's got, like I was saying, his back. I just love his story with
Byron Donalds went with the president to the Iowa State Fair during the campaign when a lot of Republicans were hiding from Donald Trump.
Yeah, this Fishback guy. Whenever you start a campaign, when you come in with this drama hate campaign strategy, that just doesn't work for me. And it should just be a major red flag for everybody. When you come in with the hate, and listen, I studied French when I was freshman year, so back in '77 maybe, and it's always been Marquis de Lafayette for me. But I have relatives up in Quebec there, up in Quebec, up in Canada. So, but it's always been, and I don't care how the hell you pronounce it. The guy can say whatever the hell he wants. He's the dish that nobody.
Well, first off, it's when my wife called in, which is a rarity. But when he's going after a man's wife like that, and that's his inspiration to run for governor, that's so strange, so weird, and wives are off limits.
Biden, the widow thing,
Well, yeah.
They don't care about any of that stuff. And I think this guy, when you come in with the hate like that, it just shows to me immediately the guy's heart is dark.
There's too many red flags with this guy.
Yeah, his heart is dark.
Yep.
The hate thing right away. We got to be, especially it's Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. It should be a blessed, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And to Jay from Jersey and Renee and all the people all the crazy people. God bless you. Hopefully, be sane for a day. Just be at peace.
All right. Got to run. Appreciate the call. All right. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right. Oh, you just made it.
Hello.
Oh, here we go. Unfortunately, yeah. What's on your mind? Here we go.
I just wanted to ask, so do you think that systemic racism is a real thing in America or no?
What is systemic racism? Give me an example of it. Because I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm just asking you.
Well, I'm not familiar with what you mean. So give me an example of it.
normative sense when people talk about systemic racism, that there is like racist elements in American society within our system.
Can you give me a specific example of someone who's a victim of this systemic racism that you're whining about?
Sure. If you want to answer a question with a question, that's okay. But
I'm trying to understand what you're. No. I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. So if you give me an example, I can understand it. Because when you talk about in the justice system, there's a black woman that's been committing mortgage fraud all over the country. She got a mortgage saying her daddy was her husband, Letitia James. She's black. She just got the charges dismissed. So maybe systemic racism is against white people, because I don't think I'd get away with that. I think I'd be in the prison.
So you say that systemic racism is against white people, so you know what we're talking about, okay? Like, you don't need to ask me this. You're saying systemic racism is against white. So what do you mean by systemic?
Well, what I want you to give me an example is someone give me an example of someone who is not white, who has been a victim of this systemic racism, and then we'll talk about it.
Straight up, say yes or no.
Well, I am against all racism and discrimination. But I would like to hear an example of someone who's not white being a victim of systemic racism. Give me a specific example that we can talk about, not some vague generality out like in some classroom.
Like in some classroom? What does that mean?
I gave you an example of where someone just received systemic black privilege. Letitia James, who committed mortgage fraud, multiple times, got the case dismissed because she's a black female Democrat. She is systemic benefiting from a system that would put me in prison.
This is the normative definition of systemic racism.
Well, give me an example of someone who's black. I don't want a definition. I want an example. Well, I'm not here. This is not Webster's radio show. Now, again, we're talking a lot about eating tomorrow, and I think I might have 2 pumpkin pies probably before the end of the weekend. Coastal Weight Loss Secret. When I first met with Dr. Zuckerman over at Coastal Weight Loss Secret, he said, well, how much weight do you want to lose, Brian? I said, well, I got our cruise in a month. I want to lose 25 pounds. He said, no problem. I said, it's in a month. He says, no problem. I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Okay? So if you're looking to lose weight, and you want to lose that weight before your Christmas party, your New Year's party, your holiday events, call Coastal Weight Loss Secret today. Set up your appointment for after Thanksgiving, okay? It's a no-charge consultation, 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. I like that guy. I'm not here to talk about examples. I'm here to talk about definitions. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. This is Dave in Royal Palm.
Hey, Dave.
I had something to say about mortgages a minute ago, but after listening to your last caller, I just would like to say to these people, when are you going to realize that all the stuff coming out of your mouth started in the 1960s with the DNC trying to create polarity between white and black, and you're just being a puppet when you say stupid things to people like Brian? All this stuff is a psyop. It's been going on, division, and while you think you're being a good guy, protecting the races and all that, all you're doing is creating the problem.
That's correct.
Well, please wake the...
Well, that's what the Democrats do. They put black against white, Christian against gay, right? That all the Democrats do is divide people. Listen, I'm short on time, so I'm going to let you go and try to squeeze some others in, but thanks for the call. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, you.
Hey, I'm from Erie, PA.
All right, Tom. What's on your mind?
Hey.
Oh, my goodness.
You're a big...
There we go. Oh, yes, there we go. Well, that may be true. I didn't get to hear the completed sentence. If you're on hold, stand by. Boy, these liberals don't seem to be very grateful or thankful for Thanksgiving, do they? They don't. They seem to be miserable. And I can understand why, because things are going so well. President Trump has an 97% approval rating. And that's not me saying that. That's the Clinton News Network at CNN. All right, well, the rest of you on hold, we're out of time for today, all right? There's only a minute left, so we don't have time for more calls anyway. But thanks, everyone. We've had some really good calls today. Things are going very well. Lots of news to cover. And as we approach the holiday season, of course, everyone have a great Thanksgiving. This is not a good weekend to be on the road. Don't be driving around if you don't have to. A lot of although I did see, even here in Royal Palm, where gas is expensive, well under $3 in this neighborhood. It's usually very expensive down the street. I saw $2.65 a gallon at a gas station that's normally pretty expensive. But there's a lot of drunks on the road over Thanksgiving. Anytime there's a 4-day weekend, the roads are filled with drunks. So don't be driving at night unless you absolutely have to. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. My name is Brian Craig. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I'm not sure what our schedule is going to be for the next couple of days. We'll kind of play it by ear, but we will be back live, of course, on Monday, no matter what. All right, take care. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. Eat safe, be safe. See you then. Take care. All right, guys, listen, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new, I'll see you later. Take care.